All right, let's get started. So Natasha, please can you tell me my voice is completely fine or am I audible properly? Hello.
Everything is good. The screen is visible and you're audible, sir. Thank you.
All right. So okay, first thing, some people in this are students already, and most of the people joining in are non-students who are yet to take a decision. So that is one thing. And second, when we learned a lot of things about this focus edition of the GMAT, and we have been consistently incorporating that in our content, but I also thought that you will also need to know, if you want to go the right path, what is it that you really need, how is it different, and why is it that some people are able to succeed in such little time although they are very average, and some people struggle for years. I've seen some of the students who come to me, they keep coming for years and they don't improve, and some people are straight away, I mean, they are able to do this in very very little time. So what is it that really is working for some people and what is not working, that all of that we'll see in detail. So just one request, hang around till the very end, because without that this session will not mean anything. I'm going to talk about the six gifts also that I have for you. Genuinely, am I saying seven, because this webinar is one of those. The six other things that we have I'll talk about, but please don't be in a hurry to wrap things up and to listen to everything. Please be here. If you have given the time, don't drop out, because every single piece of information and all wisdom nuggets from all those people who have gone to write the GMAT before you and scored either in the 100th or in the 99th percentile, I'm going to share the gist of everything. And genuinely, if you implement all that, very, very soon you can see an improvement of 200 points from your current score. If you have not even started preparing, you can actually see that you're so much better equipped for the exam. So let's get cracking with this thought. First thing I'll talk about is the lessons, and alongside the lessons, what are the advantages when you study the right way with the right content, etc. I have a very strong feeling and a very strong belief, because I deal with the maximum number of 100 percentilers and 99 percentilers around the planet. Anywhere you compare, that is not a number that is ever going to be matched. So up to 200 points, somebody right now, let's say, struggling, and my score is, let's say, 515 or 535 or something. There are people like that. They can genuinely hope that within a very short span of time their score can go to 735, which is the lowest threshold for 100 percentile. So let's see, because most of the students here are those who are not part of top 1%. I will go threadbare. I'll explain even the exam. Some of you are already attending the courses or are part of our batches or are part of a self-paced course or something. They will not really need this, but this session is predominantly intended for everyone who is totally uninformed. So let's see, like any other exam, we have verbal, we have quant, we have data. If you look at the CAT also, it's the same number of questions, similar, very similar, and the time is the same. All of this is fine. You don't have to get into, okay, what is this? What is this? You just have to understand what score will be good for you. So don't bother about all this. That, okay, number of questions, you should believe that all of them are almost the same. 20, 21, 23 will not make a difference. Time is the same. Don't bother about this bit. I'll tell you what is a good score for which college also properly. So let's see some of the things. I'll talk about hits and misses, do's and don'ts, score requirements, all of this. Briefly, I'm telling you what is a score requirement even for the topmost business schools. Okay, every time rankings will keep changing. Yesterday, we heard that Financial Times has once again given Chicago Booth the number one ranking, all of that. But nobody can deny Harvard, Wharton, and Stanford have always been the biggest dream schools. Even if you look at the US president, Obama was from Harvard, Trump went to Wharton. And it is not something that is possible without understanding what their requirement is. So, in terms of GMAT, they need a 96 percentile score. So, where is 96? We have 685. That's why I wrote. And 685 is a score we sometimes get 10 a day. Okay, sometimes we get 5 a day. It's that common as score, really speaking. So this is why I say Harvard worthy score is anything here. And this is not what we have created. This is by GMAT. When you write the exam, next day you will get a sheet like this if you choose the schools. Let's say ISB. Okay, Some people are saying, no, I'll stay in India. You are pretty safe with a score of 675. There's a catch. At these scores, by the way, there are no scholarships. So we will definitely look into this in much more detail. So let's continue with this. What is the very first lesson? I can guarantee some people think that, okay, anything that is called verbal is English, anything that is called quant is math. The other way around is, even if your English is outstanding, even if your math is outstanding, your score can be terrible in these two sections. On the other hand, even if your English is just zero, we have had people from villages, okay, from villages of Bihar and Haryana and Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh and so on, who couldn't speak a single sentence of English to save their life. They have aced the test with 100 percentile in English and 100 percentile overall. And similarly, people who used to freeze at the idea of math, जिसको ये नहीं पता कि न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर में ऊपर वाला क्या है नीचे वाला क्या है, ऐसे students का finally there have been 100 percentile. And some people keep on struggling. I mean, for years they keep on struggling. Also, I'll talk about the amount of time you will need to prepare. Is this possible this year, 2025? Is this really the right target for you? If you're too young, should you target the next year? When should you really, really make a dive into the GMAT if you haven't? All of that. Please understand, there is nothing to do with math or English. I have told you, people who start with zero aptitude in math can ace it, and people who can't speak a single sentence of English can ace it. But yes, it is a test of reading and reasoning. When I say the word reading and reasoning, it's not RC. It is when you read, how you reason rather than how you understand. Obviously, understanding is required, but reason means logically correct answers. Also, some people think, oh, if I'm from IIT, I'll anyway score. I've had people from IITs who have scored in the 500s. And I have obviously so many non-engineering students, so many of them, more than 55%, I think, have been non-engineering students, 100 percentiles. They are able to score. So it has nothing to do with particular intelligence or I am very intuitive, I can read, I can understand, doesn't work. It's logic. That's why people who are so good at English initially are not able to ace the English or the verbal section, as you call it, because their logic, they don't think like pure logic type style. So that is one more thing. Now, let's see. The sessions are also not called English math. If they call the first session verbal reasoning, what are they expecting? They're expecting logic and reasoning. Again, it's not pure math that my math is good. I'm saying this again. Data insights. Look at this. Why did they not call it data interpretation or something? That means if you as a business manager, owner, entrepreneur later, or a senior CEO sort of a person who is presented with some sort of data, what insight do you derive from it? It's totally different from data interpretation or totally different from database reasoning. DILR, let's say in CAT, DI is data interpretation, LR is reasoning, but this is very different. And that's why a very different mindset is required. Okay, I've seen not a single question test your knowledge of English or math. You might feel that no, some math is required, all of that we'll learn, but it is not that my math is good already, so I can score. Okay, now imagine the same test being set up in German or Russian or Hindi or some other test. You will struggle equally. It has nothing to do with English because every question, English is just the medium in which it is given to you because it's an American test. It could be the same test. It's not that civil services exam, which happens in all Indian languages, is easier because you have a particular language. It is logic. Let's say IIT JEE is not easier because it happens in any particular Indian language. It happens in all languages. So please understand it has nothing to do with English. All right. Now let's see also the other way around. You are awesome at English math. Your verbal and quant can be horrible. You may be hopelessly bad in your own view. You can still get a perfect score. And there is something called nuances and traps. These trouble everyone. So it's not that I'm an American, I'm a British national, I have studied English or learned English from the day I was born, nothing like that. It is the same thing. GMAT earlier used to be something that used to favor a bit of native speakers. This completely has been removed from the new GMAT. Okay, once again, math, engineering, non math, totally out of the equation. Please understand. 55%, more than 55 actually, it's some point I did not write. Half or 99 or 100 percentile students have been from non-math, non-engineering background. I'll show you their examples also. You'll be amazed that so many people who have no math background, because the test does not really entail pure math or English. That's why. Let's see some more things. I wrote my first GMAT in the year 1994. You might be surprised, but this is my 30th year with the experience. I'm not saying I started teaching, sorry, 1994 is when I wrote. I started teaching in 1996, and then I started with pure GMAT training and GRE training. I mean, earlier I was training for all the three exams, but 2009 I started. So 15 years core GMAT GRE and 30 years my experience. And I have had an extraordinary experience in that sense. 1994 I wrote my first GMAT. Clearly, I'm telling you. And then this is the learning in India, maybe some people are great at math, but I have very, very, very rarely met someone who has not studied for GMAT and who can say I'm already great at verbal. Very rarely. And you can understand, नहीं आता तो नहीं आता, ये बहुत अलग skill. It is not because your English is not good. Some people are so good at English, they speak so well, they write so well, but this is a totally different beast. But the point is, how do we ace verbal in that case? And you will realize that there is a technique. Let's say there are only two things in verbal: RC and CR. The technique that I use for RC is octave. Similarly, I use some other techniques for CR, especially A and T, assumption negation technique. You genuinely can score. I know some people struggle, still struggle, but they do not imbibe it. One thing that they do wrong, and even some of my students, what they do wrong is they don't listen to the idea that we are not, by practice you can't improve your score. By practice the GMAT can't be conquered. आप में से जितने लोग सुन रहे हैं मेरी बात बहुत ध्यान से सुनना जो मैं भी बोलने वाला हूँ. मैंने ऐसे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स देखे हैं जिन्होंने पूरा इंटरनेट खत्म कर दिया है पढ़ पढ़ के कॉन्सेप्ट. और हमारे एक स्टूडेंट था, आई डोंट वांट टू नेम बिकॉज अभी बहुत रीसेंट एक स्टोरी, उसने पूरा कंटेंट ऑनलाइन सारी कंपनीज के मॉक्स सब कुछ ले लिया, उसका स्कोर आया 500 भी नहीं. और सुनते नहीं है लोग, क्योंकि इफ दे डोंट मास्टर, आई ऑलवेज से पहली चीज है डेप्थ. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड डेप्थ? ओके, माय मार्कर माइट मेल फंक्शन अ लिटिल हियर एंड देयर, सो लेट्स सी. व्हेन आई से द वर्ड डेप्थ, व्हाट डू आई मीन? डेप्थ का मतलब है, अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो आप किसी भी क्वेश्चन में कभी गलत नहीं हो सकते. सपोज आपने बोला कि मुझे प्रोबेबिलिटी में फुल डेप्थ, तो सब अब लोग क्या करते हैं कि हाँ सेशन देखा, वीडियो देखा, और दे स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग प्रोबेबिलिटी फ्रेंटिकली फ्रॉम द इंटरनेट एंड लाइक जीमैट क्लब दिस और मटेरियल और मॉक्स अदर मॉक्स. इफ यू स्टार्ट विथ 30%, माई गारंटी आप 5,000 सवाल सॉल्व कर लीजिए, आप 40 पे भी नहीं जा पाएंगे. द आइडिया इज, जब तक आपको 95% एक्यूरेसी अनटाइम्ड नहीं आ जाती तब तक प्रैक्टिस शुरू करनी ही नहीं. इट्स अ वेरी डिफरेंट थॉट. And there are people who do only a few mocks, who do very little of the material they are able to score, starting with the same level exactly. तो ये चीज समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि वर्बल इज अबाउट टेक्निक्स. यू हैव टू मास्टर दिस, यू हैव टू बिल्ड दैट डेप्थ. आई मीन बाय व्हाट आई मीन बाय डेप्थ इज कि आप पहले से ही मालूम है आपको कि आपका आंसर सही ही होगा. 95% क्वेश्चन यू कांट गो रॉन्ग. सपोज यू से मेरा आरसी बहुत स्ट्रांग है, 95, 19 out of 20, you always, not in pace, but at least without speed, you are able to get. With this, if you start practicing, you will improve very soon. Most of the students, including some of my students, despite the fact that this is what I say all the time in every class, every webinar, every session, कि नहीं, जब तक डेप्थ नहीं आए तब तक प्रैक्टिस मत करो. इफ यू गिव देम फीडबैक ऑल्सो कि नहीं देखो यहाँ अरिथमेटिक में तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम है, ये बोल्ड फेस क्वेश्चन सीआर तुम ठीक से नहीं कर रहे हो, ये इन्फ्लुएंस में है, ये मल्टी सोर्स रीजनिंग में, there's, हाँ I'll just have to practice a bit more. Totally wrong attitude. आप मास्टर, आपको 1 घंटा लगता है एक सवाल करने में, कोई बात नहीं, आपका आंसर पहले सही लाना सीखो. आई मीन गेट द आंसर राइट, then you know how to solve it in 1 minute. But those people just don't do, they feel कि सब बढ़ हो जाएगा. तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, आई ऑलवेज बिलीव इन डेप्थ एंड नॉट. मैंने कुछ चीज जब मैं 11th या 12th स्टैंडर्ड में था फिजिक्स की तब सीखी थी, उसके बाद आज तक यूज नहीं की है. मैं अभी सीधे पढ़ा सकता हूँ, रिवाइज भी नहीं करना पड़ेगा, उसको बोलते हैं डेप्थ। वही जैसे बाइसिकल चलाने की बात आती है, आपने 15 साल से बाइसिकल नहीं चलाया हो लेकिन आप फिर भी चला लोगे आज। मसल मेमोरी उस लेवल पे पहले मास्टरी, बहुत क्रूशियल चीज कह रहा हूँ। नहीं तो आप मुझसे पढ़ लो, किसी से भी पढ़ लो, 10 टीचर से पढ़ लो, आप इंप्रूव नहीं करोगे। एंड आई हैव एन एग्जांपल आई विल शेयर एट द एंड टुडे दैट विल डेमोन्स्ट्रेट दिस पॉइंट। ये कहना कि जिसका वर्बल में 100 स्कोर आया है, सीआर में भी आरसी में भी, उसका तो क्या ही होगा। दिस गाय स्कोर्ड 100 परसेंटाइल ओवरऑल, बट मैं उस पर ज्यादा बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ बिकॉज हमारे पास 100 परसेंटाइल की इतने स्कोरर्स। अगर साउंड अवेलेबल है तो लेट्स सी, एंड नताशा इफ यू आर देयर यू कैन जस्ट टेल मी वेदर दिस इज
मैं
वर्किंग।
प्योरली हिंदी मीडियम।
इसका बैकग्राउंड है, दिस गाय डिड नॉट नो, ही वाज अ विलेज फार्मर फ्रॉम इंटीरियर बिहार। जिसने कभी कोई शहर नहीं देखा, कभी जिसने कभी ये नहीं जाना कि इंग्लिश में कोई बात करता है, उस पर्सन के साथ ये हुआ है। देख, जस्ट
मैं प्योरली हिंदी मीडियम बैकग्राउंड से हूँ। मैं प्योरली हिंदी मीडियम बैकग्राउंड से हूँ। तो मुझे क्या है कि पहले बहुत जीमेट से बहुत डर था।
Best of
वर्बल में मुझे
students.
कुछ भी नहीं आता था, या
Best of
वर्बल में मुझे
students.
कुछ भी नहीं आता था, या वर्बल इतना लंबा लंबा पैराग्राफ।
ओके,
मैं
दिस गोज
प्योरली
ऑन। मैं वो, माय पॉइंट इज नॉट टू शो टेस्टिमोनियल्स एंड बोर यू। माय पॉइंट इज, इफ दिस पर्सन who admittedly, even after getting 100 percentile in verbal and 100 percentile overall, says कि मुझे verbal में कुछ नहीं आता था। आप देख ही सकते हो how he is talking English, एक सेंटेंस नहीं बना सकते। But look at the score, and this can happen. And I've seen people whose English is so outstanding, मजा आ जाता है उनसे बात करके, वाह व्हाट कम्युनिकेशन, व्हाट लैंग्वेज, बट दे कांट स्कोर 40 परसेंटाइल आल्सो समटाइम्स। सो देयर इज अ डिफरेंट वे टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस एग्जाम, एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी आर लर्निंग। आपको लगता है आपका मैथ बहुत खराब है तो कैसे होगा? लेट मी शो यू समवन जिसका मैथ का परसेंटाइल देखिए आप प्लीज, जस्ट सी। मैं अभी मैथ वर्बल की ओवरऑल तो है ही 99, वो तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं। दिस गर्ल, you can check with her independently, for 8 months did not join the course। हर बार कॉल करती थी और बोलती थी नहीं मुझे मैथ से डर लगता है, मेरा नहीं होगा, मैथ्स तो मतलब ही नहीं है, हाँ मुझे करना है जीमैट। मेरे बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स ने, रिलेटिव्स ने आपके यहाँ से किया है, आई डोंट डाउट एनीथिंग दैट यू ऑफर, बट मुझसे नहीं होगा मैथ। और बाद में वर्बल वाज हर स्ट्रॉन्ग, वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग सूट, एंड शी गॉट लेस परसेंटाइल इन वर्बल एंड मोर इन क्वांट, फुल 90, मतलब एक भी गलती नहीं की क्वांट। लेट्स सी, उसका ही टेक्स्ट दिखा रहा हूं मैं आपको। दिस इन क्वांट द मोस्ट ड्रेडेड सेक्शन बाय मी, 8 महीने तक हर महीने कॉल करना और फिर ज्वाइन नहीं करना, फिर कॉल करना, मतलब कितना डर लग सकता है किसी को। जस्ट फियर्ड इट अ लॉट, ओके। To that, to this day, 100 percentile in quant and 100% also. So this is what I'm talking about. And my colleague said that, okay, honestly, score is way beyond anything. So now I have to reevaluate. But my colleague said verbal was a 40 and you got 98 on it and 100 on quant. So this is where we are talking about. It can happen. आप डरिए नहीं किसी चीज से। और real people I'm talking about, real people with real profiles, you will really find them. You can talk to them independently कि उनके लिए क्या work किया। Not that necessarily they will reply, but you can check their videos here. एंड ये एक या दो एग्जांपल्स नहीं है, बिकॉज इंडिया में हूं तो वर्बल तो सबका ही खराब है। आई बीन डीलिंग विद दैट फॉर एवर। Quant also 50% of the people definitely are pretty bad. 25% I can say are scared. The remaining 50% में से 25% are average or above average. Only 5% people can say I'm already comfortable with math. These days even IITians don't say this. Please remember because the exam is very different. That's the point here. तो इसके अंदर let's see a few sample questions. Some of them you'll have to reply also. Some of them I'm just showing just to explain to you how this exam really traps us. अब ये एक आरसी का पैसेज है. I'm not talking like that you have to read this passage. Look at this word. This word says disinterested. Remaining adulatory, if you don't know it's okay, but at least आप तो यही मानोगे कि ये मीनिंग तो मुझे पता ही है. So I'll ask you, let's see, there is another passage in RC which says the word dispassionate. You will believe कि हाँ मतलब ये तो मुझे आइडिया तो है ही कि dispassionate क्या हो सकता है, disinterested. There's another RC passage which says this, and all these are from official materials. Okay, तो मैं आपको वो भी दिखा देता हूँ कि इनका. तो let's see. Keep in mind what will be your answer. I'm showing this to explain to you what the exam has been like. अब आपने तो मान लिया कि ये तो मुझे पता है. मान लो आपको लगता है कि ये पैसेज में कुछ भी नेगेटिव तो नहीं, तो आप शायद ये कभी चूज नहीं करोगे. Let's see in that case. Dispassionate is one, and this keeps happening in RC. This keeps happening. So let's see, those of you who do not know, okay, जिन लोगों ने मेरा कोर्स पहले अटेंड किया उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. In the chat window, please tell me disinterested and dispassionate. What would you mark? Negative, positive, neutral, balanced. Only those people who do not know. बाकी की जरूरत नहीं. If you already know it through me, there's no point replying. It doesn't make any difference. I'm just saying if you do not know. Okay, we have seen the answer, obviously. And be very, very active. हर चीज में please be active. All right, let's see. We have this passage, and all these are from official contents. Okay, we know कुछ चीजें आपको पूछा है कि ये जो भी qualified admiration. अब obviously the word qualified we understand in a slightly different way. जब तक आपको इसका मैं ऑफिशियल गाइड ही दिखा देता हूँ. इट्स बेटर लुक एट दिस टाइटल GMAT ऑफिशियल गाइड 24-25. उसी में एक वर्ड है क्वालिफाई, क्वालिफाइड. तो ये what do you think qualify or qualified means to you? Please choose your answer. Qualified and unqualified. Please choose your answer. Qualified, unqualified, whatever it is. जो भी जल्दी से choose करो please. As I'm saying, you don't have to answer if you already are students. That is okay because you already know. I'm only a few people are like that. Let's see. So whatever it is, you chose an answer. I'm saying this is actually tested. ये मजाक नहीं है कि बस ऐसे ही बोल दिया. डायरेक्ट कोई मीनिंग नहीं पूछेगा आपसे. बट डिसइंटरेस्टेड इज देयर, डिस्पैशनेट इज देयर, अगेन डिसइंटरेस्टेड, again. So qualified, this is part of RC. This is qualified from official guide only I'm showing you. So I hope you marked. Let's see. The third word which is very common, मैंने OG में एक सिर्फ सर्च लगाया कि critique कितनी बार है. This word is there so many times. So let's see. Respond to a critique, sought to critique. Okay, critique कितनी जगह पे दिया हुआ है. So let's see. Please mark what is critique to you. Neutral, positive, negative, balance. Else, trust me, you will struggle if you do not really understand. तो प्लीज मार्क. जिसको नहीं पता है, जिसने सीखा नहीं है मुझसे, प्लीज मार्क दिस. इफ यू ऑलरेडी नो देन डोंट बॉदर प्लीज. ऑल्सो लेट्स सी. मैंने क्या बोला था कि न्यूएंसेस होते हैं लैंग्वेज के. दिस इज नॉट दैट यू विल बी आस्क्ड एनीथिंग लाइक दिस, but this will tell me whether your language nuances are correct. It's not about English language. Now you are wrong here. Suppose an American will also be wrong. You are wrong here, an American will also be wrong. A British person will also be wrong. An Australian will also be wrong if you are wrong. It is just that. So let's see. There are three examples in this. Part one says there was neck and neck competition. This was neck to neck competition. This won't be directly asked, but this will tell whether you understand the nuances of the language. It is not English per se. Down with fever, laid up with fever, command of the language, command over the language. इनमें से A B choose and then mark this answer, please. Let's see. Let's see what you would like to choose. Neck and neck, neck to neck, down with fever, laid up with fever, command of the language, command over the language. Please. Let's see. I've been saying to everyone, please stay till the end. You will be totally shocked to your wits, but you will also know how to get a 200-point improvement clearly. ठीक है. थोड़ा सा math भी देख. This is asked in the DI section, but still it is mathematical. Whatever you feel is a possible answer. I'll give you some time. Okay. So इसका हो गया. I hope. Neck to neck, neck and neck, down with fever, laid up with fever, command off, command over. Let's see. Sum of n consecutive positive integers is 45. What is the value of n? Means I want a unique value. So let's hope you are able to first of all attempt and then let me know how this is going for you. Let's see. I want a unique value here. Please mark your answer as A or B or C or D. And some of you who do not have much idea about math right now, don't worry, it will be taught. You don't know what consecutive positive integers are, you will be taught about it. Sorry. Let's see. Please fill this up. All of you are seeing for a math problem, we have all the 5 options given. Somebody saying A, somebody B, somebody. Please make it to everyone. Don't send a direct message. I want. For a math problem, you should have a unique solution, at least unique answer. You have seen last 3 answers, देखो C, D, E है. मतलब क्या हो रहा है? There is something that this exam is notorious for. And that's what I'm trying to do. I've got A, B, C, D, E, all 5 options till now. Okay. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying this is the nature of this exam. Let's see. If you couldn't crack it in that much time, it's fine. I will tell you. Please tell me whatever you feel is the answer. Let's spend 30 more seconds. You will learn something radically different. Please, let's see. We'll come to this discussion soon, but let's see. Let's see, is x an even integer? And this says x square is divisible by 4 and x to the power 4 is divisible by 16. Let's see. Whatever you feel. If you don't know integer or even today, that is okay. This is completely going to be taught from the very beginning. What is an even integer? What is an even number? What is an integer? All that will be taught. Right now, let's focus on this question. I hope you're marking. Everybody, please, whosoever can think and please give an answer in the chat window. But mark it to everyone. Let's see. I have kept the question so easy that all of you can think. Even if you don't know much maths, I think at least you'll be able to understand when I explain. All right, so let's continue this. Let's see some answers. I am showing it to you so that you realize people good at English have no advantage, people good at math have no advantage. It doesn't matter. Somebody very weak can also score, somebody outstandingly awesome may also fail. So for anybody who's studying for the first time, okay, this is, I know some people are marked neutral because some people are marked negative. हमें ये तो नेगेटिव ही दिखेगा ना, डिसइंटरेस्टेड डिस्पैशनेट तो और कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. एंड आई एम श्योर ऑल दोस पीपल हु हैव लर्नड फ्रॉम मी वुड आल्सो नो दैट इन द फर्स्ट केस यू वुड हैव थॉट. लेकिन लेट्स सी फ्रॉम वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एंड रिस्पेक्टेड डिक्शनरीज, कॉलिंस हमेशा टॉप 3 गूगल रिजल्ट्स में आता है. उस पर मैंने जब डिसइंटरेस्टेड डाला तो उसके सिनोनिम में न्यूट्रल आया. जब डिस्पैशनेट डाला तो उसके सिनोनिम में भी न्यूट्रल आया. आप अमेरिकन हो, ब्रिटिश हो, ऑस्ट्रेलियन हो, न्यूजीलैंड से हो, कोई भी इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग कंट्री से हो, आपको भी लगेगा नेगेटिव ही है. सबको लगता है कि ये तो वर्ड नेगेटिव है क्योंकि हमने कभी जानने की कोशिश नहीं की. And that's what this exam exploits. It has no, आपका इंग्लिश में तो if your English is good then also you'll think negative, right? Obviously English is bad then also you'll think negative. It's really not about English. It's not about your intuition. It is not about your intelligence. It is about your preparedness. And I showed you these words in RC passages. आप अपने मीनिंग के हिसाब से मार्क कर दोगे, you'll get the wrong answer genuinely. So both words mean neutral, not negative. It may be shocking, but this is what it is. Tell me how many people find it shocking. जरा बताइए मुझे, प्लीज चैट में बताइए. How many people find it shocking? You don't have to raise hands, please. But that's the point here, and it will be shocking for everyone for the first time. इसमें ध्यान रखिए, कुछ ऐसे students हैं जिन्होंने हमारे already students होके भी they wanted to attend, so some of those people are allowed here. Please take care. You don't have to raise hands, just write in the chat window. It will be easier because then we will have to lower your hand. Everybody gets distracted. Just take care. अब obviously when we say qualified doctor, qualified chartered accountant, मतलब हमें लगता है qualified means educated, so maybe trustworthy. Unqualified, you're unqualified for this job, हम इतना ही समझते हैं. But this exam will exploit something else. Qualified has a synonym called restricted or limited. Unqualified has a synonym called total or absolute. Okay, this is not me telling, this is the Collins dictionary telling. So the answer is strangely restricted and total. Let's see. Qualified, first word is restricted. Unqualified, it is total. Once again, this comes a lot in RC. ये तो बहुत ही common word है RC में, इतना common है, and people go wrong because they don't realize it's not about English. Even if you're good at English, you will still mark something that is educated, trustworthy, something, not this normally. So once again, this critique. When we look at the word critique, I'm sure some people will feel it is balanced. Many people will also feel it is negative. So it's a toss up for them. I know this might not look positive or neutral, but let's see. Again, this was so common in the official guide screenshot I showed you. But critique is not at all negative because critique is a careful judgment in which you give opinion about the good and bad part. So positive and negative both are there. When positive and negative, we say we need balance in life. Work भी करना है, relax भी करना है. ये तो balance मतलब that is the meaning of critique. It is not, and critique I guarantee will be there in your exam for sure. If you do not know, howsoever good your English, it makes no difference. That's the point I'm saying. Obviously, if we are from India and all of us, I believe, are right now, we will think neck to neck ही सुना है, आज तक कुछ सुना ही नहीं है, down with fever ही सुना है, और command over ही सुना है, आज तक सुना ही नहीं ना तीसरा. Let me show you top dictionaries of the world. They don't have a phrase called neck to neck. आप ढूंढ लेना. 500 different dictionaries, you will not find neck to neck. आपको मिलेगा तो इंडियन कोई ने लिखा होगा कोई न्यूज़पेपर वगैरह में, क्योंकि इंडियंस को तो पता ही नहीं है. The right expression is neck and neck. There is nothing called I'm down with fever. The right expression is laid up. There is nothing called command over. The right expression is command off. So please understand, अपनी instinct या अपनी intelligence पे you can't rely. You have to rely on learning something. That's where this exam totally exploits your intuition. आप अगर इंट्यूटिव हो, बहुत अच्छी चीज है, बिजनेस में रहो, लाइफ में रहो, आर्टिस्ट बनना है तो रहो, जहां पे भी रख, लेकिन यहाँ पे नहीं चलता है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं चलता. लेट्स सी दिस नाउ. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग कि कंसेक्यूटिव नंबर मतलब 1 से ही शुरू होगा, ये हमारे माइंड में फीड हो चुका है. अगर मैं बोलूं 22 एंड 23, n इक्वल टू 2 भी हो सकता है. 22 प्लस 23 क्या है? 45. और अगर मैं बोलूं 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ऐड करते हैं 10 and 9, 19 plus 27, and this is 18. 27 plus 18, this is also 45. अब यहाँ पे 6 भी हो सकता है, that is 6. So n be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are consecutive. I'm just saying, I'm not solving it for you fully. All I'm saying is our mind doesn't think. So you may be from an IIT, it doesn't matter. You'll still make a mistake if you don't prepare. You'll still make a mistake if you don't prepare. The answer is that n can have at least two values, 2 and 6. It may have more, I don't care, but that means there is no unique answer. So even if I combine 2 and 6, both are less than 9, and 2 and 6 both are even, I do not get anything at all. That means even if I take both the statements, I may get n equal to 2 and n is equal to 6. 22 plus 23. This is please remember, consecutive does not mean starting with 1. That how we got these numbers, that is a detailed explanation that we'll see if required. I have seen it has nothing to do with your math skills. It is purely about learning it for the first time and retaining. मैंने मेरे ही स्टूडेंट्स देखे हैं जो ये सॉल्व करते हैं 10 बार भी, 11th टाइम फिर से गलत कर देते. 10 बार करने के बाद भी they'll make the same mistake 11th टाइम. then you're not learning. A good test taker is the one who analyzes why and never ever repeats that mistake. Never. Okay, please take care. Never repeats that mistake. There's a long thing of how can this be true that I'm not going into, but I have told you the answer will be E. Let's see, इसमें most people who are doing something like this for the first time, look at the answers. Almost all the answers were D. कि हाँ, X will be even. But let's see, what will be root 8 square? Root 8 square will be 8, which is divisible by 4. And root 8 to the power 4 means 8 square, which is 64, which is divisible by 16. So X can be 2 also, and X can be root or 8 also, even if I combine. Who told you X is an integer? Why are you assuming X is an integer? That's where the exam exploits all the things, all your blind spots will be exploited by this. X can be 2 or root, and there can be hundreds of more values. I'm saying if there are 2 values, then the answer is not sufficient. Is X an even number? I must get a yes answer or a no answer. I get a yes answer here and I get a no answer. This is what. Now tell me, who is a bit shocked already? Please tell me. Who is a bit shocked? Please tell me. Honest, please, यार, it's okay. हम क्या है? Right. Please don't raise hands. You can write in the chat window. If you raise hands, then it really distracts other people. Okay. Somebody wrote, could you go back one slide or something? क्या लिखा था? Can you just repeat? Because it's, why is it not neutral then? Neutral is when there is no positive and no negative. Please remember. Neutral means it's no positive, no negative. Both positive and negatives are there. Then it is not neutral at all. Take care. I'll show you one more question which has been asked very recently, which was from our content only. ये question I think 2 दिन पहले एक student ने report किया, just 2 days back. We will not solve it, okay? We will not, because इतना time नहीं है हमारे पास, हम दूसरी चीजों पे बात करनी है. There is a long question in critical reasoning, a very long question. We are not supposed to solve. My thing is, when you read this word, whether it has caused glasses symphonies to appear derivative in their sound, does it come to your mind that it is an extremely negative word? Please tell. Does it come to your mind that derivative, and that's the right answer? I'm not discussing the question, I'm trying to explain something to you. Does it come to your mind that it is an extremely negative word? Please tell me. All right. Now let's see. What is derivative? Iska meaning देख. Because if you don't know this, there is no chance, and it doesn't mean you know derivative trading, derivative in math, differential calculus. It doesn't matter. आपके meaning से कुछ नहीं होगा यहाँ. Now this is what. Let's see what derivative is. And even an American will make the same mistake. So please don't think उनको English आती मुझे नहीं आती. That doesn't work here. If something is derivative, it is not the result of new ideas, but it has been developed from or it copies something else. That means very, very unoriginal, uninspiring. If you say something is derivative, you are criticizing. Nobody would believe derivative is a critical or a negative word because it is not new or original. Now, without that, this answer will never go correct because you will not even consider this. Whatever the question, it's totally out of scope right now. But the word derivative. What am I saying? Good at English or bad at English is not the point. Good at math. You may be so good at math in this question, but your answer is still not correct. You will mark D more or less. First time students will not even think कि इसका आंसर ये हो सकता है. सोच ही नहीं सकते. So math being good is not a guarantee. Math being bad is not a guarantee for a bad performance. It's about preparedness, and that's very crucial. This. Now let's see some of the other lessons that we have learned. So what is the first lesson? It is not English or math. Let's see. I have just realized this over the last 365 days non-stop. इस section को लेके, because this is the new section that was introduced. Earlier it was content verbal only. DI was a grade section, not a counted section. Some people believe DI का तो मतलब math ही होगा. Data तो, how can data be verbal? But data doesn't have to be math. एक केस स्टडी जो लिखा है and a lot of long format text only. That also is data. Imagine a 50-page case study having no graph, no table. That is also data. Case study में तो जरूरी नहीं है ना कि table. तो it is quant and verbal, and for that I show you something realistic. मैंने इंटरनेट से ऐसे ही उठा लिया इसको, आप देखिए. ये DI section है. 3 questions math related, 4 questions. How is it possible that in the DI section this is non-math related? Non-math related. Okay, again non-math related. Again non-math, non. So this is the division. 10 questions are non-math. That means this is verbal, pure verbal, and 10 questions are math related. It tells me something very different. So what should be the approach? Now, the approach is the moment you start studying quant or verbal, from first hour, you should think about DI section. Otherwise, it won't improve. This is something that I've incorporated in all my new instruction on our mock portal everywhere. This is, and some people think कि नहीं इसकी वजह से GRE दे देते हैं, तो वो और खराब डिसीजन है, क्योंकि GRE में भी DI आता है, first thing. And the second thing is even worse. We'll discuss that. I will definitely tell you GRE क्यों सही एग्जाम सबके लिए नहीं. Some people GRE is a perfect exam for them, but some people who have a different program in their mind, GRE is not the exam. Just take care, otherwise आपको difficult लगेगा बाद में. So this. Now, as I said, half the questions are based on verbal, not on quant. How should I prepare for this? And this has just been the toughest thing people have been saying. It is the hardest thing people are finding. So what do we do here? What do we do? Let's. And most of the places don't have any material for this. Barely वो सब official guide को copy करके आपको दे रहे हैं. That is not going to help because that is at 500 level maximum. I told you in data insights, you have half of it which is verbal and half of it which is quant. So this section does not require a separate study. Let's understand math का भी आप देख लोगे बाद में कैसा आता है. I'm not discussing, but let's see. The correct approach, don't think about this as the third section. Right from day one, hour one, you can make DI part of your study every hour. Whatever you are studying in quant or verbal, always think कि DI कैसा होगा इसके साथ में, and that is what. It's a unique approach. I have really thought about it कि what should be the best way that people can really score in this. If you're not comfortable right from the beginning, this section will be a problem. Genuinely will be a big problem. And that's why I'm saying our training, contents, everything will make DI part of your prep from day one. मैं आपको नया कंटेंट का स्ट्रक्चर दिखा रहा हूँ. लेट्स सी द नो सेशन इज कॉल्ड क्वांट पर से और वर्बल पर से. इट्स QD means quant and DI1, quant and DI3, whatever quant, and similarly VD means verbal and DI. Right from the beginning, right from the first hour of your preparation, this is your approach. You cannot falter in this section. I remember because we had our first student score of 100 percentile. First one, he had 100 percentile in DI after saying that I'm so weak at all the 3 sections. I'm saying something very important here. Please understand, if you don't focus on this section this way, you are not going to improve. Like whatever you do, you're not going to improve in this section. Just a second. There is, yeah, my mouse. Just one second. You are not going to improve in this section. I'll just remove the chat window. Some of them were sending me some direct messages. For the time being, I'll definitely, even if you are weak. Now let's say this guy whose DI score was 100 percentile. This was a few days after the focus edition was launched last year. And the exam has stayed the same. Total is anyway 735, which is 100 percentile. If you listen to him, and I'm not showing for any other reason, he says one thing: I was struggling with all the 3 sections. And very beginning of our training, he got 100. So what is this? Isko kaise aaya wo score? Aapko samajh. How is it that was he super intelligent? You will hear from him.
In your exam,
Intelligent. Please listen to this.
and in your exam, did you find anything unusual? Was it pretty smooth? Just let us know both, please.
I think the exam experience was really smooth. I think questions were, pretty similar to what you would see in the top 1% material. I think I followed the top 1% material. I religiously followed that study plan that was shared, right?
Right,
I
right.
did the pre-work. I exactly watched those lectures and I exactly did the post-work. The questions are really on similar lines. I was really struggling at all the three sections. One thing that really helped me in both DI and RC was
Okay, what did you hear? I was really struggling at all the three sections. And despite that, his score is the highest, and which is, I can't tell you how many people find it difficult. Almost everybody who's prepared or written the exam will tell you this is really, really difficult. But how do you make it easy? You make it part of every hour of your study. Tell you how this can be
And
done
you
later on. But this also, there is a very important thing. You need the portal, you need all the functionalities on the portal. So this is also important that you practice exactly like this, that there are drop down menu, there's a calculator on screen, there are table sorting, there are tab switching, there are multiple options at the same time. There are too many things. Now I came to know about this focus edition not just 1 year ago, but 2 years ago almost, because I know some people at the GMAT, and since then we have been developing this, the content also and the facility also, so that people get, this is why people are scoring so well. I'm just showing you the first three scorers in the focus edition. Just focus on their DI scores, which is considered the toughest section. Naman DI score highest. Look at this. Total percentile 100. DI is the highest score. Rohan total percentile 99. DI score is still the highest. Ayush total score is 99. DI percentile is still the highest. I'm just saying this can be done if you have a slightly different mindset and approach. And this can be aced from the portal. I'm not bragging here, anything like this. I can say with extreme confidence, हमारे जितना अच्छा portal पूरे दुनिया में आपको कहीं और नहीं मिलेगा. कोई chance ही नहीं है. And there is proof also. I am showing this with a picture. There's this student called Nehul, who was a pretty smart student all that. पहले VIT, बाद में he studied abroad also, whatever. In the old edition of the GMAT, he enrolled. जिसका deadline था this year, 31st of Jan. He thought he had a lot of time because obviously you need around 2-3 months to prepare. So he joined in August and थे कि चलो 5 महीने है मैं पढ़ लूँ. But he could not, because of his work or other commitments, he could not study. अब उसने पूरा लाइव बैच का एक फीस दिया था हमको. That fees was 46,900. किसी ने इतना अगर फी दिया है तो obviously it will pinch कि मैं फिर से करूं. But now he had no choice, so he had to go for the new exam. Now new exam is very different from what it used to be. So he was reluctant to sign up again, that इतना मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, मैंने already दे दिया. And his course expired. 6 महीने में हो जाता है. So we told him, please take our portal, just take one sample test. Generally, it's not that straightforward and open, but let's take a test though. And this student came back and said, I love the new mock portal. I was not planning to buy the course, but gave the mock and decided to go for the course. Entirely, he would have paid something again. Because the exam expired, हम क्या कर सकते हैं? वो पूरा course ही बदल गया पूरी तरह. So resemblance to the actual GMAT is phenomenal and so on. I'm showing it with the person here on screen so that you know. And this has taken an extraordinary effort to develop. But this is, I think, something that you can't even imagine जिस तरह का है. You can write, if you are part of our full course, 137 times you can sit for writing some or the other exam. Okay, there's lots of detail here, but this is the interface. आप इसको अगर GMAT से compare करोगे, GMAT का actual MBA.com से, आपको लगेगा ये MBA.com ही है, ये हो ही नहीं सकता, but this is top 1%. You will feel that there is nothing really, okay? In this case also, you'll realize that everything is done. It's very detailed, full analytics, everything. But our portal has one speciality. We don't deal with easy stuff at all. हमारे को बहुत clear है that the minimum that you have to target is 99 percentile. We'll come to that. Why? Because I don't want any student just to score, but to get a full scholarship also. So I want minimum 99 or 100. And you can imagine somebody who scores 100 percentile, and because it's an adaptive test, uska test kaisa hoga? Obviously, uske most of the questions were in this range, who will be in this range or probably in this range. So this person will not get questions in 200 range, 300 range, 400 range, 500 range, 600 range at all. Maybe एक दो आएंगे सवाल शुरू में, but that all the questions will be in the 700 plus range. 705 is the starting, 715, 735, 765. I don't want my students to waste their time here. It may be very frustrating. शुरू में आपका स्कोर इतना कम आएगा कि आप छोड़ दोगे कि यार क्या मतलब है इतना, मैं तो बहुत frustrated हूँ. In the real GMAT portal, you might get a better score, may get, but we have made it like this कि एक बार अगर किसी ने मैराथन रन कर लिया, then that person can surely walk in the park. एक बार आप माउंटेन के ऊपर चले जाओ, बहुत मुश्किल है नीचे आना. So the exam will look like a walk in the park. This is a marathon. The exam will look like a very, very straightforward exam. It's like coming down a mountain because you've gone uphill. So this is really tougher than the actual exam, way tougher. I'm just saying. And let's see, all 100 percentilers, I met some of them and I asked them. We have an extraordinarily large number. I'm showing a few of them. Please listen to what they have to say.
So why would you suggest people to join top 1%?
Purely and purely because of the mock portal.
So I think the mocks which are there on the portal, they are really important, and I cannot emphasize more on giving as much mocks as you can give, because it's second part of your preparation. Like doing the classes is only the 50% journey. The rest 50% that you have to do is through mocks.
In terms of the portal, how the mock is structured, it's the UI is entirely the same compared to the exam. So there was no surprise for me in the exam today. Tried a few coachings, के mocks, but some कुछ ना कुछ 1% difference आ जाता है main paper day में, which throws you off. That was one of the main pros for me in the portal कि what I am expecting, font size से लेकर सब कुछ, everything is the same. So nothing throws me off on the same day.
But like when I came to the top 1% mock, it was way more challenging, and I think that is a very, very good thing. Like it has a lot of comprehensive questions as well, but it gives you challenging questions, 700, 800 level questions. So on the exam day, if you are encountered with tough questions, you can easily tackle it because you have already done it thoroughly. Like if you are completing all the full length mock tests at top.
I think where the real game changer is that top K mocks are super difficult, like really, really difficult, to the point that I was in the 80-85% accuracy range, and then suddenly I remember I did one of the NDA.com tests, and I was like, this cannot be the same test. It generally cannot be the same test because I finished like 15 minutes earlier. I had 15 minutes to go, whereas on top tests I usually had like I was short of 2-3 minutes. So that's when I knew that, I'll be fine. As long as I can more or less ace the top test, I'll be okay. I remember that.
Were there any other materials or such kind of sessions or videos that kind of played important role that stood out in your entire preparation?
The DI mocks, the mock portal that you have where the DI section is mocked is something that I used extensively. I mean, it was perfect for me to targetedly improve my time in some particular section. The sectional tests are really good. Like that, I think anyone giving the exam should definitely do the sectionals for sure.
Like what were your mock scores like in our portal? The mock scores, like I started with, I think it was around 675, 685, and then slowly as the level also went high, I think I went up till 725, 735 as well. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I started with a 625 on the mock. Then from 625 in first mock, then after 4 days 655, then after 4 days 685, then after 4 days 705, then I went to 735 in the next mock. So
I scored 635 in 2 or 3 mocks, to be honest. I never scored above 695 in any mock.
Okay.
That was the prep I sort of had.
695 in your mock, so none of it went above 695, you say. Wow. And 735 in the GMAT. Wow, this is great. I mean, this would be super inspiring to a lot of students.
All right, one thing I'll repeat. One thing is that we have intentionally made it supremely difficult, क्योंकि मैं मानता हूँ कि किसी ने 100 किलो वेट उठा लिया तो वो 10 किलो उठा सकता है. हमेशा मैं 1000 एनालॉजीज दे दूँ आपको हर चीज में. If you can go up a mountain, our mock will seem like that. That's why to somebody who quits very early, it's a frustrating experience. लेकिन आपको मैं उस चीज के लिए तैयार कर रहा हूँ जहाँ पे आपको एग्जाम बहुत इजी लगे. But again, there is a way to study, there is a way to prepare. So please, that is not that हाँ mock करना शुरू किया, रोज 10-15 इतना सारा पढ़ लिया, सारे sectional tests और 4 दिन में खत्म कर दिया. That is not how it works clearly. Also, one guy, if you remember, said sectional tests. Mostly mocks will be, अगर आप किसी का mock लोगे तो only full test, full length tests. I feel this is a genuinely wasted thing because you may be weak at some part. So we believe in mocks slightly differently. One is topic wise, one is sectional, one is full length. Total equivalent is 25 mocks. Sectional second चीज होगा, पहले topic wise कि आपने देखा पहला test दिया diagnostic, probability बहुत weak है. So you work on probability through the topic-wise quant test and go back to whatever. If you are not really doing it as well, there must be some concept stuff you go back to and so on. So this we are very different around this. I'm just sharing. अगर किसी को एक idea चाहिए, if you're already a student somewhere, if you're already preparing self prep कर रहे हो कुछ भी, I'll give it directly. So it is something equivalent to 25 mocks. It is different from 25 mocks because I believe in this. So we will have 8, let's say, topic-wise tests in each of the areas. 8 sectional tests in each of the area. This will make it 8 mocks. This will make it 8 mocks. And 9 mocks, full mocks. That's how it has been structured. So overall 25, which is the highest in the world in terms of content. This is at 12,000 rupees. We never offered it before this. And you can get it immediately if you want. You can talk to my teammates. I'm giving you all the instruction. This is a digital only thing. That means this particular thing will not involve doubt clearing, counseling or consultation. It will come for 3 months. I believe 3 months से ज़्यादा time लगना ही नहीं चाहिए जब आप mock phase में. Okay. And if you're a regular student, you get 25 additional tests in DI because this is where the game changing is. This is not part of our mock. This is part of our learning. For that, you need our classes also. So that's how it is structured. Please talk. Now, if you're already an active student of top 1%, you already have. आपको ना अलग से परचेस करना है ना कुछ करना है. पूरा पोर्टल जो अपडेटेड है वो आपको अपडेटेड ही मिलेगा. देयर आर नो 2 पोर्टल्स हियर कि एक ओल्ड पोर्टल एक नया. कई लोग पूछ रहे थे तो आई थॉट आई विल जस्ट शेयर. इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी एन एक्टिव स्टूडेंट देन विद द कोर्स एनीवे यू विल हैव इट. सो जस्ट टेक केयर. This is important. I'll take up your questions soon. Please don't raise hands. I'll take up your questions. मैंने रखा है वो टाइम. अभी के लिए just wait for a bit. Please wait for a bit. So all the details I'll repeat. Do not raise your hands, guys. Please listen to me carefully. It's an equivalent of 25 tests, and please talk to these people if you want more details. Okay, you can WhatsApp this number or you can send an email and we will get back to you with full details. Somebody will talk to you also, all of this. You can subscribe to it in the next 1 minute also, it will come. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying it is immediately available. But very important, this will not involve any personal faculty interaction. क्योंकि ये लास्ट मॉक आप करते ही तब हो जब आपको फैकल्टी इंटरेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं. यू फील दैट नो लेट मी इंप्रूव. दैट इज व्हाई. सो दिस now there's GRE also if you're preparing for GRE, but remember for business programs I will never recommend this, never. Although we have an equally solid offering here and it has this. It has 11 full length tests, verbal quant. पूरा मैं दिखा रहा हूँ आपको. Then quant topic wise, this is different from sectional and topic wise. CR. Okay, so this also text completion sentence equivalent जो GRE में आता है उसके 10 टेस्ट. RC topic wise vocabulary test. So total you have 92 administrations that you can write it for, and big there's a full PDF of some 50 pages will be shared with you if you want for the GRE. Same thing. Test cost is 12,000 rupees. I told you can have 92 administrations. This is the detail. You will be given all this. अगर आपको चाहिए तो आपको मिलेगा वो चीज. बिल्कुल मतलब details मिल जाएगा. So no such thing. My thing is who should write the GRE मैं बाद में बात करूंगा. Please stay on because आप गलती कर दोगे कि हाँ मैं GRE दे देता हूँ यहाँ GMAT तो बहुत tough है. You'll really make a big mistake because we offer both. So I can't be a biased person. Please remember मेरे पास दोनों प्रोडक्ट्स हैं तो मैं हो ही नहीं सकता बायस कि एक ही सही है ये गलत है. दोनों की प्राइस भी सेम है. ऐसा नहीं है. Whether you sign up for GMAT post test series or GRE, it is not different for me. But आपके लिए गलत हो जाएगा इसलिए please stay till the end. I'll reveal why GRE is the wrong test for you towards the end. Let's see. We're also coming up with new courses. Please listen to this carefully if you want to understand. Digital GMAT and digital GRE का मतलब है कि what do you get is the same course that people are studying from right now, self-paced course. बट सेल्फ पेस कोर्स में डाउट क्लियरिंग सपोर्ट मिलता है. इसमें वी हैव मेड इट अ कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट कि आपका एक ग्रुप होगा, आपने क्वेश्चन डाला, स्टूडेंट्स ही आपस में सॉल्व कर देंगे, देयर विल बी फैकल्टी कोऑर्डिनेटर, बट यू विल नॉट गेट द फैकल्टी डाउट क्लियरिंग एंड कंसल्टेशन सपोर्ट. इसकी प्राइस डेफिनेटली कम होगी बिकॉज दैट कॉम, बट इट इज द सेम कोर्स माइनस द फैकल्टी सपोर्ट. आपको अगर लगता है कि वो नहीं चाहिए तो ठीक. एंड कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट इज समथिंग दैट मीन्स वील हैव ए चैनल, लेट्स से एक टेलीग्राम चैनल बना दिया उस पर, और आपस में इतने सारे लोग होते हैं खुद ही डाउट क्लियरिंग कर देते हैं. तो दैट इज व्हाट, बट फैकल्टी सपोर्ट इसमें नहीं है, सो यू कैन चूज अकॉर्डिंगली. प्रोडक्ट्स आर आउटस्टैंडिंग, उनका रिजल्ट्स आप देख सकते हो डेली जो आ रहा है. हु इज इट फॉर ऑल्सो, यू डिसाइड. आप ऐसे पर्सन हो जिसको फैकल्टी इंटरेक्शन चाहिए ही चाहिए, वो एक अलग डील है. आपको लगता है कि नहीं, ऑब्वियसली इनकी प्राइसेस काफी कम होंगी. ऑलरेडी एन एक्टिव स्टूडेंट, तो आपको कुछ नहीं करना, यू ऑलरेडी हैव एवरीथिंग. यू डू what if you're active student, active nahi ho to talk to a team, you can activate the course again or something. But if you're active, this is not at all for you. It is the same course, we have not added anything to the course. If something is added, it is given to everyone on that. There is, the only difference is you do not get faculty support. Some people don't need, अब उनको मेरे को 20 दिन में एग्जाम देना है, मेरे को 2 महीने में देना है, बट मुझे पढ़ना है सिर्फ, that's it. Remaining details we will reveal on 22nd November. So do not keep asking my team उसके पहले. आपको चाहिए तो आप info पे, यहाँ पे WhatsApp मत करना, info पे you can share, we will share this with you. That is what. Now there are 6 free classes. इसके details थोड़ी देर में मैं share करता हूँ. ISB का एक बैच है जिसमें कोई भी join कर सकता है. Anybody wants to write the GMAT, that person can join. I am not sharing the details right away. Let's continue with the session. There's a lot more I want to discuss about the exam and everything. Let's see. स्कोर रिक्वायरमेंट्स. अभी तक मैंने आपको जो स्कोर दिखाया था उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा ट्विस्ट या कैच है, वो समझ लीजिए पहले. ऑल दीज स्कोर्स हैव टू प्रॉब्लम्स. यस, दीज आर हार्वर्ड वर्दी स्कोर्स डेफिनेटली. विच स्कोर इन दैट केस? 685 पे हो गया आपका, 96 परसेंटाइल है. कोलंबिया के लिए 97, मतलब वही हुआ, क्योंकि 695 पे यू गेट 98, दैट मीन्स 96 97, सो सेम स्कोर. The problem is these are for people with, let's say, non-Indian passports. If they say that you are a US professional, if you are from India, trust me, you have to add 30 marks at least. Another thing, many people in the US do not look at scholarships. Okay, it's the same for ISB also. ISB में 675 पे आपको एडमिशन तो मिल जाएगा अगर आपकी प्रोफाइल इंटरव्यू सब ठीक है, लेकिन स्कॉलरशिप 0 होगा. So please remember, these are scores if you are going abroad for people who are from the US, number one. And number two, these scores will mean no scholarship. The scholarship threshold starts here. मतलब 30 marks से ज़्यादा चाहिए आपको, ज़्यादा नहीं है फर्क. 685, so you anyway are getting 685, which is a big achievement. So 715 onwards, you are eligible for good amount of scholarship. The moment they see 99, मुझे उनका psycho एनालिसिस पूरा है उनका, लोगों का कि क्या सोचते हैं एडकॉम, उनको यहाँ तक दिखता है, उनको लगता है नहीं लेना. बिकॉज जीमैट में अर्लियर लास्ट ईयर तक द हाईएस्ट स्कोर इटसेल्फ वाज 99, नहीं 100 नहीं आता. तो उनके दिमाग में ये फिट है एक मीटर की तरह कि 99 नहीं है तो स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलना. 99 के ऊपर इट डजेंट मैटर, आपका स्कोर ये है भले तो भी और ये है तो भी, इट इज द सेम स्कोर फॉर एडमिशंस और स्कॉलरशिप्स. But even ISB will not give you any scholarship if your score is 65, 75, 85, 95. ये नहीं मिलेगा. 715 is your major requirement. Earlier 705 for a few days was 99 percentile. But अभी जब आपकी score report जाएगी, it won't be the score report that you received. It will be the score report with revised percentiles. So this is what they will receive. 99 उन्होंने देख लिया, आपकी स्कॉलरशिप कॉलम टिक हो गई अप टू 100%. आई गारंटी दैट्स हाउ देयर साइकी वर्क्स. आई हैव सीन दिस. हम तो बात करते हैं डेली एडकॉम से, आईएसबी से तो डायरेक्टली वी टॉक सो मेनी टाइम्स. सो नाउ दिस इज वन क्वेश्चन आई एम आस्क्ड अगेन एंड अगेन कि हार्वर्ड का ही स्कोर 685 है, तो मैं क्यों लाऊं ज्यादा स्कोर, क्या जरूरत है? और बहुत वैलिड क्वेश्चन है. आई मीन आई वुड आल्सो आस्क दिस इफ आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट. द आंसर इज दिस स्कोर यूजुअली इज फॉर अमेरिकन्स. And second, this score does not give you scholarships. हार्वर्ड की तो फी 2 साल की 2 करोड़ है. आईएसबी की 45 लाख से 2 करोड़ फीस के लिए इंडिया में कोई बोले मुझे लोन चाहिए, यू विल गो बोंकस. 20 साल आप लोन ही देते रह जाओगे. तो फुल स्कॉलरशिप पे भी हार्वर्ड जाते हैं लोग, फुल स्कॉलरशिप पे राउंड 2 में भी जाते हैं कई लोग, जहाँ हार्वर्ड में राउंड 3 नहीं होता, राउंड 3 में भी स्कॉलरशिप पे जाते हैं फुल, ऐसा कुछ नहीं। सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट ऑल दैट। नाउ व्हाट हैज बीन द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ आवर ओवरऑल गाइडेंस, मैं आपको सिर्फ एक दिन का रिजल्ट दिखा रहा हूँ, सो दैट यू रियलाइज इवन इफ यू आर सम ऑफ यू आर ऑलरेडी स्टूडेंट्स, वो वापस से एक मोमेंटम वापस आ जाए आपका। समटाइम्स वी गेट वेरी वेरी डीमोटिवेटेड। लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड एंड आई विल डिस्कस द लेसन्स। ये एक दिन के स्कोर है हमारे, एक दिन वी हैड 765, 725, 715, 715, 4 people here and these, ये सब हार्वर्ड लेवल के ऊपर के स्कोर है। 685 is हार्वर्ड स्कोर। There are 9 scores in one day, like one day. Okay, I'm not joking. This is, मेरे को डेट भी याद है, this was 13th of August and this is a daily thing. बट देर इज अ डिफरेंस, हमारे ही स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनका स्कोर नहीं भी आता है, ऑब्वियसली सबका नहीं आता। उसका रीजन ये नहीं है कि कोर्स उनके लिए अलग है, मटेरियल अलग है, वेबसाइट अलग है, टेस्ट सीरीज अलग है, डाउट क्लियरिंग अलग है, इट इज द सेम। Why is it that some people, and don't think, oh, these people must be so intelligent. No, listen to their stories, you'll come to know they were so average. There is something fundamental that is going on here and that otherwise is missing. We'll talk. So what is a good score for scholarship? Let's see that also. The answer is 715 and above. You unlock even up to 100% scholarship, even in round 2 or round 3. To right from ISB to Harvard, it is possible. आपको लगेगा कि ये सब सिर्फ झूठ बोलने की बात है, मैं आपको प्रूफ दे रहा हूँ स्टूडेंट्स का विद देयर लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल कि क्या हुआ है। अब when you see the word 100 percentile, it has to be a rare score. It has to be a rare score. But हमारे शायद जून में ऐसा हुआ था कि we had 5 days, 5 consecutive scores of 100. मुझे लगा यार ये तो बहुत ज्यादा ही हो गया, कुछ पता नहीं कौन से कोइंसिडेंस हो गया, वी जस्ट गॉट लकी और समथिंग। इससे ज्यादा तो क्या ही हो सकता है, मतलब दिस इज जस्ट नॉट पॉसिबल कि ये सस्टेन हो पाए, ऐसा तो मुझे लगा था उस टाइम पर कि ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना, मतलब इससे। देन वी हैड 2 more scorers, 7 on 7, 7 days में 7 scorers। एक दिन ऐसा हुआ था वी हैड 3 scores on one day of 100 percentile। तो ये भी वही स्टूडेंट्स हैं, आप भी वही स्टूडेंट हो, कोई बायोलॉजिकल डिफरेंस नहीं है। सम पीपल गेट द स्कोर, सम पीपल डोंट, बिकॉज दे फोकस ऑन द अप्रोच। अगेन हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जस्ट बिकॉज वी वांट टू फील दैट मैं तो इंटेलिजेंट ही नहीं हूं, मैं क्या करूं, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। इट्स नेवर अबाउट इंटेलिजेंस। आई टोल्ड यू, इंटेलिजेंस और नो इंटेलिजेंस, यू कैन गो रॉन्ग। एंड वी जस्ट थॉट कि यार इससे ज्यादा तो हो ही नहीं सकता। 5 जब मैंने पोस्ट किया, मुझे लगा ये तो हम खुद ही रिपीट नहीं कर पाएंगे कभी। एंड वी पोस्टेड दीज, एंड इसमें से 3 लोग नॉन इंजीनियर्स हैं, ध्यान रखो, 3 लोग नॉन इंजीनियर्स। मुझे लगा दिस इज द अल्टीमेट रिजल्ट, इससे ज्यादा किसका आ सकता है। सो दिस वी पोस्टेड 3 out of 5 are non engineers in this, please, that means 60% non engineering। फिर मुझे लगा इससे ज्यादा नहीं होगा, एंड देन वी हैड 7 in a single week and so many people with 100 percentile। This is Muskan here, I mean I can't keep naming, मेरा काम सिर्फ रिजल्ट दिखाना नहीं, maybe you already know all this, that's not the point। The point is this has been happening so frequently for people। एक स्टोरी जिसने मुझे बहुत ही ज्यादा मूव किया है, बहुत ज्यादा, आई विल शेयर समथिंग अबाउट दिस गाय, व्हाई दिस इज रियली, देन दिस आर सो मेनी 100 percentile। मैं यही दिखाते रह जाऊंगा अदरवाइज आपको, सो मेनी ऑफ देम। That's not my point. These were the 3 people who got the same 100 percentile score in a single day. Same day, 3 people. It has happened many times. मुझे इतना बुरा लगा अपने इस प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस को लेकर कि एक स्टूडेंट whose name was अलेया, उससे मेरे टीममेट ने 1 महीने बाद पूछा कि क्या चल रहा है, तो उसने बोला मेरा 99 percentile स्कोर आ गया है। बट आई वाज सो अशेम्ड टू टेल कि 99 ही आया, 100 नहीं आया। लुक, and I like 715 is outstanding, it is great। So I see so many 735 plus scores being posted, which is 100 percentile। I scored 715 and I haven't prepared, so all of this is crazy। I mean, तो मोटिवेशन लेवल भी इतना हाई होना चाहिए किसी का कि 99 पे भी मुझे बुरा लगे। I am not saying it is a bad score, it is a personal milestone some people set for themselves। Okay, now प्लीज बी विथ मी व्हेन यू हियर दिस। आपको ये भरोसा हो जाएगा कि आप कितना भी लो लेवल से स्टार्ट करते हो, आपका ये स्कोर आ सकता है। एंड दिस वाज वन शॉकिंग स्टोरी फॉर मी, मुझे पता भी नहीं था, इसका नाम भी नहीं पता था ऑब्वियसली। एंड दिस गाय, एंड आई वाज लाइक every word was shocking for me. So when he says I followed every method, every instrument like a map, didn't do anything else at all of that. And 1 month only he was able to do. Let's see. He got one. हमारा एक डेमो होता है जो आपको सबको करना है, अगर आपने नहीं किया, without that there is no entry. So I'm just telling, this has 8 questions, उसको 6 याद रहा। He says in the demo I got 1 out of 8, actually 1 out of 6 तो गलत है, 8 ही है शुरू से। 1 out of 6 he says, but actually it is 1 out of 8. So that is, his accuracy was 12.5% when he started. And then this was a score in probably 29 days or so. And I asked him 3 बार कि यार ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि तुम सच में तीनों में वीक थे, सच में तीनों में वीक थे? तो he says कि हाँ. And that person goes on to score in 1 month. His detailed video about 45 minutes is there with on our channel. मेरी टीम शायद शेयर करे, आपको नहीं करे तो जाके जरूर देखना, मुकुल गुप्ता 745। इट विल गिव यू एन इम्पॉसिबल सिनेरियो कि कैसे पढ़ाई होती है और कैसे विन किया जाता है इस एग्जाम। एंड आई फील दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई ही गॉट इट। ही हैड 100% क्लैरिटी कि इस महीने में मेरा एग्जाम नहीं आया तो आई विल नेवर राइट इट अगेन। सो ही वाज प्रोबेबली राइटिंग इट इन जून दिस ईयर। He's like, if I don't get it by 29th June, that was the date he set for whatever reasons, I will never write this exam again. So that level of focus and clarity. बिलीव कि नहीं, अगर मैं ये मटेरियल फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, मेरे फ्रेंड्स का अगर 100% आया है, सबका आया है, तो मेरा भी आ सकता है। एंड ऐसा नहीं कि एक दिन बहुत डाउट में कि मेरा कुछ होगा कि नहीं होगा, मेरा तो स्कोर नहीं आया, मेरा तो मॉक अच्छा नहीं जा रहा, मेरे तो गलती। नन, ईच ऑफ दिस, इफ दीज 3 are combined, he was here, and that's what gives an extraordinary momentum. I call it attraction velocity, but it's essentially the same as momentum. Just a second. Yeah, so Natasha, my teammate, has also shared his full video. Just take care, Natasha, it is the full video. Okay, GRE we will talk about very soon. I'm talking about, I just told you. And I've always felt कि हम सब चाहते हैं ना, हम सब चाहते हैं वी गेट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, वी बिकम वेरी रिच, वी बिकम वेरी फिट, वी गेट अ ग्रेट करियर, वी गेट अ ग्रेट स्कोर, वी गो टू ग्रेट कॉलेज, लेकिन काम नहीं करते उसके लिए। वी जेन्युइनली, मतलब लोग हैं 1 साल से इन्फॉर्मेशन ही कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं जीमैट के बारे में, यही सोच रहे हैं जीमैट दूं कि कैट दूं कि जीआरई दूं कि कुछ ना करूं मैं। The success you want lies in the work you're avoiding. Somebody wants to get fit, उसको सुबह लेकिन उठ के जिम नहीं करना है, रन नहीं करना है, तो नहीं ये होगा ना, कोई चांस नहीं। Somebody who wants to get, let's say कोई CFA करना चाह रहा है, तो उसको एफर्ट लगा, all the success. And this quote has been there for close to 50 years. I mean, and more than that, in fact, Joseph Campbell is a very famous person who wrote a lot about hero's journey. He said the cave you enter to fear to enter holds the treasure you see. And I know it sounds a bit philosophical, but ये पूरी चीज वही है। कितने लोगों से मैं रोज बात करता हूँ, पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे, 3 days they are super motivated, 3 days, 4th day they'll drop their intensity, 4th day they will just drop. But that's not the way you prepare or study. You got to study for 60 days straight. इस बंदे ने 30 days में कर लिया क्योंकि he was studying for 12 to 16 hours each day. हम लोग सब लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे 12 to 16 hours each day. I'm not joking. And this is where the problem otherwise comes. So let's see what is my third lesson from the focus edition that I have genuinely learned in the last 1 year. There is something called test maker's perspective. और एक होता है टेस्ट टेकर। टेस्ट टेकर मतलब मैं, तो मुकुल गुप्ता ने भी जब मॉक दिया था हमारा डायग्नोस्टिक, उसका 1 out of 8 आया था, बिकॉज ही हैड द टेस्ट टेकर्स पर्सपेक्टिव। व्हेन यू हैव द टेस्ट मेकर्स पर्सपेक्टिव कि वो कैसे सोचते हैं क्वेश्चन बनाने के टाइम, आप पूरा गेम प्लान बदल सकते हो। एवरी क्वेश्चन हैज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ ट्रैप एट द हायर लेवल, एवरी सिंगल क्वेश्चन। Intelligence is of no use here. You will fall for those traps. We've seen 2 math problems also just now. Okay. All of you, please listen to me, not because I am saying it, because every 199 percentile scorer, we ask one question: were there any surprises? Till now, Yeah, after having interviewed thousands of people, not even one person said even one surprise. That means if they got 64 questions, they felt all these questions were familiar. Not the same, familiar. कुछ नया लगा ही नहीं एग्जाम में. That's why I'm saying when you prepare at the highest level, the exam will sound easy. But this, clearly. And how this happens is not by preparation, but by preparing for traps. Please listen to this again. I'm showing you a simple question which is being asked in many different senses. Please read this. How many of the following statements can be inferred? One or more answers can be correct. And this is the question. Please, let's see. Very simple question. मैं चैट बॉक्स ओपन कर रहा हूँ, आप उस पर आंसर कीजिए. लेट्स सी. एंड प्लीज रीड ऑल द ऑप्शन बिफोर यू मार्क. So I have opened the chat window to everyone. You mark. And these days in the GMAT, more than one answers are also correct in one section. So that's how. Let's see. Everybody, please, whosoever wants to say what is the right answer, tell. So we are seeing all kinds of answer. One person has said BDE, one person. Please think, itme kya difficult hai? 400 people are listening to me, please. So please mark. ये नहीं कि बाकी लोग ये दे रहे हैं तो सही होंगे, ऐसा सोच के नहीं. आपके हिसाब से क्या सही. All right, we will not discuss it. The right answer is only F because there is nothing. All these answers are fully wrong. That's where, what did I just tell you? Psychometrician traps, matlab people who know how you will fall for something. Some of the people who are answering, they've seen this question. This has been a very common question on the GMAT. So don't worry about them. First time उनका आंसर कभी F नहीं होता. मेरी गारंटी नहीं होता है. Let's see one more just for understanding, and please don't immediately think that okay, this is how I will mark, this is how I'll not mark. Please mark your answer for this problem as well. Let's see. I'm seeing all kinds of answer, A to E, all the answers are there. The most common answers I'm seeing are D and E. Let's see. Time तो ज़्यादा लगना चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए. Let's see. Let's see how to think on this problem. One mistake that all people do in the beginning for this problem, all of them, and that is they'll assume that x is an integer, which I told you some time back, don't do that. If 7x is an even number, it's not guaranteed that x will be even. That is our first thought. Those of you who do not know any math right now, don't worry, this will start from very basics. If I have 7x equal to 2, I have not violated anything. This can definitely be the case. So x could be 2 by 7, which is not an even number, or 7x could be equal to 14. So the biggest mistake we do is assume x is an integer, which is not given to us. Don't do this mistake. Similarly, I can take 5x equal to 2. So A and D and B. So 1 is not sufficient, 2 is not sufficient. Now, if I go to the directions, I have to combine these two sentences. So I'll combine. Let's see. So 1 and 2. If I combine, what will happen? If 7x is even, 5x is even minus even is always even. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. All of the, always. It doesn't matter whether it is 0 or even negative. Even 0 is always even. Minus 2 is also even, and so is everything else. So don't. So 7x minus 5x, first of all 2x is even. Now 5x और 2x को फिर से subtract कर सकते हैं. So 3x, 5x minus 2x, 3x is even. 3x और 2x को फिर से subtract कर सकते हैं. So x is even. So when I combine, I get x is even. The idea is not to tell, just that आपका math मैंने ये question at least 15 years से पढ़ा रहा हूँ मैं, और 15 से भी ज़्यादा years I've been using this question to prove a point not about me but about the exam. I have seen people, there was a student I had, I'll name Akshay Goyal, who was IIT Math rank number 1. Okay? At that time, IIT Math rank number 1. That person got this question wrong. क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं, सुन लीजिए please. IIT first rank in math, and that person got this question wrong, not because it's a tough question, but because you believe being good at math is good enough. No, not it. And some people who understand the process that I'll not fall for a trap, they'll not fall for it. So the answer is not D, but C. I know this can be shocking for some people, but that's how it is. The exam is designed in a very different. Another very important thing that I have understood in the last 1 year, and it has been so on the previous GMAT also, but more so. If you want a high score, your RC can't be weak. If your RC is weak, you forget it. आप exam देने ही मत जाओ. आपका RC अगर अच्छा नहीं है, don't write the exam. It is not for you. You will get 4 long passages standard. And one thing that this exam penalizes is आपके अगर 3 गलतियां हैं एक सेक्शन में, तो वो किस जगह पे हुई हैं? Are they first 1, 2, 3? Are they last? Are they middle? Are they not consecutive? Are they consecutive? Suppose first mistake is 7 number, third mistake is 13 number, and second mistake, and then it is 19. The penalty will be very, very, very low compared to the penalty you will get if your mistakes are 7, 8, 9. You will tank the exam. एक बार ऐसा हो गया, आप कभी उठा ही नहीं पाओगे exam. That's the way this works. This exam is very brutal, and the only thing that has consecutive mistake possibility like that is RC, because एक passage पूरा ही गलत समझ में आ गया है, समझ ही नहीं आया, तो 4 सवाल गलत हो सकते हैं. So that's where RC is the biggest game changer. Some people feel DI, but trust me, DI भी improve तभी होता है जब RC अच्छा होता है. If your reading itself is bad, then DI doesn't work at all. So this, look at RC के कितने passages आते हैं पहले. One passage with 4 questions, that very long passage यहाँ. This is your third question itself, and you have a passage. और आपका मान लो ये गलत हो गया, चार, आप पूरी एग्जाम खत्म उस दिन. This doesn't make any difference. Then again you have a very long passage with 4 questions. Then you have a long, not very long, but long passage. Then you have a long passage. These days, short passages don't exist. 3 questions, 3 questions. I have to tell you, CR obviously is important. Everything else is important. But if you want a 100 percentile or a 99 percentile score in which you are eligible for great scholarships also, take care of RC. And I've been training for this RC for 28 years now. I developed a method. Initially, I did not have any method. I developed a method called Octave. People who master it correctly, once again, it is up to you kitna master. They say 100% in RC is very easily possible, even if they don't understand. And showing you some people, yeah, Aditya hai, his score was 725. Verbal was so tough for him, so tough. And then obviously took some help from us, verbal tips, etc. All of this. But let's see. मेरे पेपर में भर के लॉन्ग आरसीज थे, लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट आरसीज थे. All 4 passages were long, all 4 of them. I'm sharing their LinkedIn profiles also so that you know who said this. The DI section of top really helped me. So DI anyway we have been talking about. And एक ग्राफ का क्वेश्चन उसको सेम ही आ गया, ऑलमोस्ट पूरा का पूरा सेम आ गया. That is also something that happened. I am not saying, but long format RC is a very normal thing. You go wrong in 4 questions consecutively or 3 questions consecutively, that is not your day. For that, your RC has to be 100% on the exam day. If this is achieved, trust me, your score can get inflated like anything. Ekta was one of our students, very young college student who was studying at Christ. She went to an INSEAD MIM program and incredible with scholarship. Struggling with RC, but uska dekhi. And look at this. Uh, where every long, whatever, convoluted long passages, still 100 percentile have, still. So it's possible with the octave approach. I am not saying I am taking credit or something, but उसके लिए अगर आपके पास process नहीं है RC के लिए, you can't improve. And I can say, even if you believe that I'm just bragging, nobody else on the planet has any effective strategy for RC. आप कैट की ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन कर लो 5 जगह, आप जीआरई कर लो, आप जीमैट कर लो 15 जगह का, you will feel RC के बारे में कुछ नहीं बताया. I start with RC always because I know this is the most important. Always I start with RC. We had a student very good at math, but hopelessly bad at verbal. Hopelessly. Name के साथ बता रहा हूँ जिससे you know that this and 100% in RC was possible. We had Jignesh as student and later on he also worked with us. 100 percentile score in verbal. Very bad at English when he started. I mean, very bad. So I can say. One more lesson I've learned, and that's why I wanted to share, which is the right exam for you. And please listen to me with complete objectivity. I'll give you all the facts. I'm not giving an opinion. If business program is your choice, MIM हो सकता है, MBA हो सकता है, 1 year MBA, 2 year MBA, exec MBA, ISB, YL, anything and everything, long format MBA, part-time MBA, the B schools have this preference. They will never say this, but they have. और GMAT आपको सिर्फ एडमिशन के लिए काम नहीं आता है. One is admission. One, you may not be. The second most important is scholarship. And the third is placement also after 2 years. Even if GRE can give you an admission, this is possible. Okay. Scholarship, आप भूल जाइए बिल्कुल नहीं. Placement के time पे they don't want your GRE score report, they want your GMAT score report. Many companies directly, जो top companies है, finance, investment banking, high tech, and all these companies, consulting, funds, VC, ये हायरिंग नहीं करते हैं जब तक आपके पास GMAT स्कोर नहीं. उनका पहला रिक्वायरमेंट है CV के पहले you have to put your GMAT report. 2-3 साल पहले तो दिया ही होगा आपने कभी ना कभी, तो ये करना. और अगर आपका प्रोग्राम है टेक और एनी अदर प्रोग्राम, then GRE is the only exam. So you please go for GRE only if you are preparing for a non-business program. मैंने पहले ही कहा था कि आपको I always talk with facts, so let's see. Much less preferred at the time of admission, but still you may get admission. Okay, admission, it may be equal also in some schools. But top placements won't come your way, scholarships. Let's see some examples. We had a student, उसका नाम मैंने hide कर दिया because किसी की failure stories दिखाना अच्छा नहीं लगता. He already trained with us for the GMAT and he got a very good score, 750 at that time when old GMAT. उसके बाद उसने ISB में अप्लाई किया. ओके, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. और उसको फिर से ये चीज GRE he had written and then he wrote the GMAT. So he was a GRE student earlier. He wrote 332, which is a very high score, very high score. ISB में apply किया and ISB rejected. Yes, got rejected. I got a feeling that they prefer GMAT over GRE and so on. They don't say it, but this. Strange, but this is the situation. Why would somebody write the GMAT also then? अगर GRE में score आ गया, ISB लेने ही वाला है, तो मेरे पास proof है, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Please listen to this. Because I train for both courses, I can't be biased at all. So this. So now let's see this one example. There's this example of a guy, Sushant, who got an outstanding GRE score. Outstanding मतलब 334 तो GMAT में 775, 765 के बराबर है, almost. He got rejected from all of them. And he found out, उसमें सबसे पहली चीज थी, we preferred GMAT, we did not prefer. And that's why if you are not decided, I've been shocked by what I'm showing you. Some people write both this and this, that they are not sure MBA करना है बाद में या MS करना है engineering में. They are not sure. Family बोल रही है MS करो, खुद सोच रहे हैं MBA करना है. So we had this student last year, Shagne. He already had a GMAT 770 in the old edition, very high score. And then he thought कि नहीं, parents ने बोला MBA पक्का नहीं है, तुमको MS करना चाहिए. He wrote the GRE also. Who does this? They think about it. एक ही exam इतना tough होता है देना. And this person. And I am saying this again in utmost seriousness and honesty. We have a GRE product also still saying engineering करना है, MS करना है, कुछ भी non MBA करना है, non management, GRE is the only exam. If it is B school, particularly any B school for any program, GRE is not a preferred option. Scholarship का सबसे बड़ा problem, placement problem and this. And I'm showing the proof of these 3 students with their LinkedIn profiles. तो अब मैं और कैसे आपको प्रूव करूं ये सोच लीजिए. This is already being talked about. So let's see all the other points very quickly. जो इस पे लिखा था. We have talked about hits and misses. We have talked about do's and don'ts. Question trends we have seen. Score requirements we have seen. Study time. You need 240 hours of very strong input. और वैसा इनपुट नहीं कि फोन भी चल रहा है. वी हैव व्हाट्सएप आल्सो गोइंग ऑन, वी हैव इंस्टा आल्सो, वी हैव सम फीड्स आल्सो, सम फ्रेंड्स आर आल्सो कॉलिंग. नॉट एट ऑल लाइक दैट. It has to be a 240 hours of best effort of your life. Even if you are an absolute beginner, give me 240 hours of, but 240 hours mean nothing if you are not putting in the effort that I want to put. So 240 hours. Now 240 hours, if you study 4 hours a day, can be done in 2 months. इससे कम में उम्मीद मत करना. Some people study crazy 17 hours. एक और स्टूडेंट था हमारा प्रांजल, whose video you should see, whose score is 745, 100 percentile. He says 16 to 17 hours I was not leaving my room when I was studying for GMAT. So ये special cases, we all can't be like them. But okay, this is the simple answer. 4 hours a day, 2 months, 3 hours a day. You can actually see 80 days around that much time. This is the study time. Now let's see test selection. I've already told you GMAT versus GRE. CAT के बारे में भी थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं, because बहुत important है समझना है चीज. ISB while program has written CAT also. I have been a CAT trainer for the first 10 years of my life. So I don't train for the CAT now. CAT के साथ 3 प्रॉब्लम सबको पता है. एक तो एक ही दिन होता है, 1 day in 1 year. If that is a bad day, you are gone for 1 year. That is one big problem. GMAT you can write any day of the 365 days. There is no limit on the GMAT number of attempts also. पहले there used to be limit for 8 attempts. Now you can write for 80 times also. There is no limit now. Now, one this. Second, it is so unpredictable. I have had students whose score was 98 percentile in the first year. In the second year, 72 percentile. After 98, 72, because CAT is unpredictable. That is 2. CAT does not give you global options. It's not a global exam. With GMAT or with GRE also in some places, sometimes, mostly GMAT, 90% of all business schools in India, FMS, XLRI, SP Jan, I don't know, जितने भी, सबने GMAT लेना शुरू कर दिया है. So 3 problems, it happens one day, you may spoil. CAT is coming up anyway. तो आप में से कुछ कर भी रहे होंगे तैयारी. I am not against the CAT if you are looking for a program that accepts the CAT, but then you are restricting. आपने ISB वायल में अप्लाई किया, मान लो आपका नहीं हुआ इस बार, तो आप रेगुलर ISB में जब अप्लाई करोगे तब CAT एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं होगा. प्लीज नो दैट ISB's रेगुलर प्रोग्राम does not accept the CAT. तो मान लो नहीं हुआ, तो फिर आप क्या वापस से एग्जाम दोगे? बेटर है कि वही एग्जाम दो which is more universally acceptable, which has more flexibility. I am not saying CAT is a bad exam to write, but CAT has its own major concerns. So universally, or 90% of the B schools in India have started taking CAT, GMAT, GRE, some other exams also they've started taking, but better. So keep your flexibility. I am just saying this, so take care. And I'm not biased against any exam, just saying 2 साल बाद मान लो ISB में फिर से अप्लाई करना है, अगर आप अभी कॉलेज में हो तो फिर GMAT देना पड़ेगा वापस. Also, what truly sets us apart, I want to set the expectations right, because मुझे किसी का wallet नहीं चाहिए if that person is not a fit for me. I'm reading it out loud. Please don't jump ahead. I want to explain each point very clearly. If you are this kind that I'm lazy, मुझे लगता है मेरा तो कुछ नहीं होगा, doubtful always, and complacent means you just lack ambition and effort, everything. You are not my student. Honestly, don't be. Don't be. मतलब नहीं चाहिए. If you are really weak, it's okay completely. I'm completely fine, but you are ambitious and willing to put in all the work. Weak doesn't make any difference to me. So my ideal student, it makes no difference if you're very weak. But you can't be unambitious or you can't be someone who's like, हाँ ठीक है, देखते हैं, करते हैं, चलते हैं. अभी तो मैं डेमो ही ले रहा हूँ, अभी तो मैं क्लासेस. आपने जब से जीमैट सोचा होगा ना, तब से लोग बी स्कूल भी चले गए कई सारे. जब से आप सोच रहे होगे. इफ यू आर ओके बीइंग ओके कि हाँ चलो एसपी जान भी मिल जाए तो ठीक ही है, नहीं तो मास्टर्स यूनियन में तो जीमैट भी नहीं लगता है, नहीं तो यू ओके विद इट, देन आई डोंट वांट टू. मतलब आपके दिमाग में ये नहीं है कि मुझे 100% स्कॉलरशिप चाहिए टू माई ड्रीम स्कूल विद 100% आई स्कोर एटलीस्ट द ड्रीम. नो, आई एम सॉरी, यू आर नॉट. एंड दिस दैट नहीं, सारी गलत चीजें मेरे ही साथ होती हैं. दैट इज अ विक्टिम थिंग. यार मेरा ही खराब हो गया एग्जाम, मेरा ही सब कुछ है, मेरे ही साथ सब गलत होता है, मेरी जॉब नहीं लगती, मुझे ही प्लेसमेंट नहीं मिलता है. वॉट एवर, आई एम श्योर some people who are quitters that okay, एक महीने पढ़ाई की फिर छोड़ दिया, एक महीने गिटार बजाना सीखा फिर छोड़ दिया, एक महीने टेनिस खेला फिर वो छोड़ दिया, कोई भी लेसन वो दे जस्ट डोंट गो द फुल डिस्टेंस. यू आर नॉट माई स्टूडेंट ऑनेस्टली. और ये जो चीज है कि हर चीज में नेगेटिव, हर चीज में नेगेटिव रिएक्शन, दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल टू मी. मुझे चाहिए ही नहीं. जिसका माइंड में ये सब प्रॉब्लम है, आई डोंट वांट. नाउ लेट्स सी, यू आर बिलो एवरेज, इट्स ओके. ओके, सो दिस आप really look at that now. Today if I'm earning let's say 1 lakh a month, someday I feel मैं 1 crore a month भी कमा सकता हूँ. वो पर्सन जो बिलीव करता है, that is the person. And somebody who doesn't talk only, somebody genuinely who's a doer, genuine and willing to put all the distractions away. मुश्किल है आज के जमाने में, लेकिन वैसे कोई सक्सेस आज तक मिली नहीं किसी को भी. ऐसा होता तो वो एग्जाम में भी बोलते कि इंस्टा फीड देख लो, बीच में ये रहा तुम्हारा मोबाइल. नहीं चलता है ऐसे, ऐसे चलता ही नहीं है बिल्कुल. सो जस्ट टेक केयर. दिस इज दिस. नाउ यू आर सेइंग हाउ टू शिफ्ट फ्रॉम बीइंग एन आइडियल, नॉट आइडियल टू आइडियल. इट इज इन योर माइंड. इसके लिए कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं कर सकता आपको. इट इज ओनली हाउ डेस्परेटली यू वांट. पीपल हु फील हाँ देखते हैं अभी, और सम पीपल से कि अगले साल तो कुछ भी हो जाए हार्वर्ड के क्लास में ही बैठना है. देयर इज अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस. देयर इज अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस. People who take entrepreneurship and make crores every month or every year, they are not very different people in their biology or DNA. They just have a different mindset. And it makes a difference. And it makes a difference. It makes it. आपको देखना है ना, तो मुकुल गुप्ता का 45 मिनट का इंटरव्यू देखना, आपके रोंगटे खड़े हो जाएंगे. आपको भरोसा नहीं होगा कि somebody can study. You look at Pranjal's video, you will just not believe कि ऐसा भी कोई हो सकता है. And that means so weak and still outstanding. This is where you can genuinely win. Also we also believe in very clear self accountability. ये नहीं कि मैंने पैसे दे दिए तो मेरा स्कोर तो उसको ही लाना, नहीं, कुछ नहीं. I am not a magician. I'm not a magician. I'm a teacher. I'm not. I'm saying so many people are saying success stories, equal number will be failure stories also. Because मेरी तरफ से तो उसको सेम ट्रेनिंग मिला, सेम मटेरियल मिला. जिसका 535 जिसका 735, मैंने तो उसको सेम चीज दी. तो डिफरेंस उसकी साइड से. एंड यू हैव ऑलरेडी सीन वीक एट ऑल एरियाज स्टिल आर स्कोरिंग. सो इट्स नॉट somebody has to be intelligent. I've already told. There is no difference in instruction, service quality, no mock test portal is different, no doubt clearing is different, no support. It is this. So I am very sure if you really are willing to join a teacher, then take my help. If you feel that कोई magic हो जाएगा, I'm sorry, it has never happened even once in my lifetime for any student. No magic happens. And you have to give me the best focus of your life, because मैं मानता हूँ कि if you give 4 months GMAT में नहीं, but 4 months of effort, 40 years of your life can change. Many of you, most of you rather will be in your 20s, early or late 20s right now. Probably आप 30, 35, 40 years वर्क करेंगे. एंड यू माइट से मेरा तो रिटायरमेंट प्लान है 30s में. इसे बकवास में पढ़ना बंद करो, कुछ नहीं होता है ऐसा. People who have enough money also to retire don't retire. If 4 months of your life, including GMAT and applications, can change the next 40 years of your life, it is a great bargain. It is a great deal. But then give the best focus. You want the best salary, you want the best career, you want to be really the best executive top, but वो नहीं देना है तो नहीं चाहिए. आपका माइंड कंट्रोल में नहीं है. ऑनेस्टली आप मेरे स्टूडेंट मत ही बनो, आपको बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेशन होगी. नहीं है, आपको नहीं आना, आपको बिल्कुल नहीं आना. मेरे जब मैं सेशंस करता हूँ लाइव स्टेज से, तो ऐसे बैठते हैं लोग. आपको लगेगा देयर इज सम सस्पेंस और हॉरर मूवी गोइंग ऑन. दिस इज मी टॉकिंग अबाउट GMAT GRE फ्रॉम स्टेज. ये फोकस 60 डेज दे दो, मैं आपको स्कोर गारंटी देता हूँ. आप किसी भी, बट देन इट कांट जस्ट बी हाँ यार देख लेते हैं, चल करना शुरू करते हैं, कहाँ पहुंचते हैं, आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हाट आई विल गेट. नो नो नो. This is how people sit in my sessions, but this is a 3-hour session. They sit, if you can sit like this for 60 days, jitna bhi aap padh, guarantee you take the success from me. Look at this, people in any session I have taken anywhere on, ye IIT BHU ka session. Look at the expression on the face of this girl or any this guy. You will feel कि ये कोई suspense movie चल रही है यहाँ पर. I am only talking about GMAT GRE here. Look at their faces. That's how. So you have to really, really give me. When I give them an assignment, they all solve. ऐसा नहीं कि एक भी person मुझे नहीं यार ठीक है जो भी. This is how. This is IIT Delhi. This is how people listen, and that's what sets people apart. Clearly, ऐसा करते हैं. और आपको भी करना पड़ेगा. This is only for a few hours. Obviously, I don't speak to them for 60 days, but this is how people give attention. You give this level of attention, you take the success you want from. Absolutely. आप देखो कोई ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि यार ये तो distracted है, ये person तो इधर देख. That's not the point. And then, sorry, just a second. Content इतना curate करता हूँ मैं. Out of 20 questions, I reject 19 questions कि ये मेरे material में नहीं जाए. Official material also I reject most of it. I am really, really big on this, that if you are studying the right content, suppose you want fitness, आपकी diet कितनी important है? Can you eat everything? In the same way, if you're preparing for GMAT, can you take any content and really make it work? It will not happen. And it's not only our content, the right content. कोई और भी बनाएगा तो वो भी सही हो सकता है. मुझे नहीं है कि मेरा ही. Lekin I am very sure about one thing, that I am focused on the highest scores. If your diet is really anything and you want a great body, it doesn't work. The content on the GMAT is equivalent to your diet when you want fitness. Simple. And really speaking, this every single thing, 30 years हो गए मुझे इस एग्जाम का एक्सपोजर किए हुए. I've been really able to hack this test. Ki what works, what doesn't work, what works, what doesn't work, what works, what doesn't work. This is something that there's one more reason we have been working very closely with GMAT itself. आप उनके साथ काम करोगे तो आपको सबसे पहले पता चलेगा कि GMAT में क्या changes हो रहे हैं. We have a pulse. I mean, we have been working very closely, and that's why the last revamp happened on 1st November. Just recently, this is a lady who works with GMAT, as you can see. She's there whenever I do my events. This is top 1%, but it is Seema there who's speaking. It's a very rare thing, but you can see this is that tells me कैसे इतना अच्छा जल्दी स्कोर आ जाता है लोगों का है. Because we know what works and what doesn't. Doesn't mean it will work for everyone. It depends on you. 1% of your success will depend on me. 99% will depend on you. Why? I'll tell you. Because मेरी तरफ से you get the same, everything is the same. Material same है, schedule same है, mock portal same है, teaching same है, content same है, video same है, सब तो same है. फिर आपने किसी ने score किया, किसी ने नहीं किया, so that difference is not from my side. That difference is from that student side. And I don't want to make a fuss about it कि ये, but that's how I work. Some people ask me कि क्या ये सच है कि स्कॉलरशिप मिलता भी है किसी को. 100% तो भूल जाओ किसी को कभी स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है, because we don't want to believe. So I'm sharing this student who was there with us last year. BCom was the background. She's studying at Harvard right now, and she has got 100% scholarship. 100%. To Harvard, and that too in round number 2. Some people say round 1 only, no such thing. Round 2, round 3 से कुछ नहीं होता है. Frankly नहीं होता. I'm sharing all the things with you so that you know. So when she was a student, and heard from Harvard Financial HBS 100% need-based tuition waiver. So this is what, and Wharton also gave 100%, 80%, sorry. And this happened in round 2 of applications. Her result came end of March. Jan is the deadline for round 2. And that means she applied in Jan and then she got the result. And this is from Harvard. And internet pe there's another article that takes care of this scholarship covering more than 100% because you have the chance to negotiate. And Wharton se jab negotiate kiya to it became 100%. It's something that happens, and this was R2 because Harvard mein R3 nahi hota. There are people who have gotten R3 scholarships also round 3. So all this. What was her background? BCom. These were her first 2 choices. She got them. And she was referred by a student who was already studying at Harvard. Her name is Sanchi Shroff. And look at this. Weak at quant and verbal both and busy working. So needs to restructure or timeline the day properly. This guy, Wharton 100% scholarship. And this was in R2 because people told him R2 mein nahi hoga. मैंने बोला कुछ नहीं होता R1, R2. He went ahead and applied. He got 100%. He must be about to graduate in some time probably or something like that. This was ISB R3. R3 bhi hota hai regular program. The ISB YL program will have only R2. You need to have 0 to 20 months of work experience. And it's a 1-year program. So it's a great investment, frankly. So ISB, and although he got into Kellogg, so he joined that program. 200% scholarship at INSEAD in round 4 because rounds don't matter. It is just wrongly told to Indians. Okay, 1 scholarship full, 2nd scholarship also full. It can definitely happen for all of you. 100% scholarship for us, it's not new. It has been there. NYU Stern 100%. So on, I can go on and on. That's not. I mean, look at this. Now, where we go wrong as students, हमारी जो गलती है कि अरे live program is 46,900. Let's say approximately to 45,000. Just saying. हमें बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है. But ISB की fee 45 lakhs है. अगर वो 46 lakhs हो जाए तो मना कर दोगे कि नहीं तुमने 1 लाख फीस बढ़ा दी अब मैं ज्वाइन नहीं करूंगा मेरा That's what. And a high score with me or without me, it's not the point. High score has the potential to give 100% scholarship. This guy Arjit, you can check his name. He got into ISB with 100% scholarship. अगर ये बंदा भी बोलता नहीं यार GMAT में हाई स्कोर का क्या करना है, doesn't matter, मुझे we charged him, let's say 45,000 at that time. He got 45 lakh in return. Plus lifetime जो ISB उसको देगा वो तो देगा ही. This is just the starting. Sometimes we look at cost and we really start thinking, no, cost. We are charging you 1% of ISB's fee. Think, but we can, with 1%, we can ensure for some people, obviously, who will go that distance, 100% means 45 lakhs. So is it a bad decision to train with the right mindset at the highest level, with the right trainer, right coach? This is what. And एक की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं so that you know that we are talking about real people here. Arjit, it's not Arijit, so please remember Arjit is the name. Please be thinking about investment and not about fee. Like this girl would have paid me, let's say whatever, 45, 46,000. And she got more than 1 crore of scholarship. 2 scholarships mila hai. This is what I'm talking. So this happens. Earlier, ISB YLP's program was YL program was called YLP. We have had so many people. This guy Rishabh, and then he posted about me, etc. So YL is the program now. There is no YLP, but it is the same thing. It's the same GMAT. It's the same preparation. This. Some people ask me, what about profile? I can say, no matter how average this is, no matter. I'll not show you everything because
so my grades are basically 60%, 65%, something, very mediocre.
So grades are mediocre. Christ University BBA, only 3 years of work ex. And this guy is studying at INSEAD. Please see. 3 years of work ex, because this is the 4th year and he's already finished his program. Already about to finish that. So Christ University, GPA very bad. College, definitely pretty average. Role pretty average. Look at it. He was an entry-level person. and this. And the company is also unheard of. Where is he studying? At INSEAD, the number one-year program in the world. Definitely can happen. Let me show you very quickly one more person. Symbiosis Pune. Where is she studying? Wharton, world's number one school for 12 years. Rankings keep changing, but Harvard, Wharton, Stanford in that range. And she had very average work experience. You will laugh at this. Laugh. Is this IIT Delhi? Is this that college? Is it SRCC? ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
Hey.
But she had a great score, 770 in the previous version. That was there. If you really check her bio, where she has worked in, not a McKinsey, not an Amazon, not a Google, none of those. It's not that. Look at this, Great Manager Institute, 2 years overall. Founders Office, Tactus Ventures, जिसका LinkedIn page ही नहीं है आज तक. But last work was freelance. Where is she studying at Wharton? Which scholarship I'm saying? So we feel that, I mean, all these things just don't bother. Let's see very quickly the other things, whatever I've not been able to cover. I've talked about scholarship. Which program to go for? You can take counseling. अभी मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ because we will have to see what will be the best for you. Should you go for MIM? Should you go for ISB? Should you go for regular 1 year, regular 2 years exit program? Most of it is already known to you. I've shown scholarships are possible. Intake timing. Is it too late for 2025? Absolutely no. For many schools, R2 is open. For many schools, R3 is also open. And possibility है. सवाल ही नहीं उठता. If you say that आप तो बहुत देर हो गई, 1 साल बाद पढ़ेंगे. For 1 year, you're postponing your GMAT also. That's how our brain works. It's a very bad decision. Okay, this also something people ask me. So I'll tell you, when 2016 Trump came to power, did something negative happen? No. अभी आपने पढ़ा होगा, अभी 2-3 दिन पहले ही MBA applications see the biggest surge after Trump's victory. 2 दिन पहले, exceptionally huge surge. So I don't think this has changed anything. ये लोगों को सिर्फ बात करने के लिए कि I'll stop this. He used to say in the previous version कि मैं मेक्सिको की बॉर्डर बना दूंगा, एक मेक्सिकन को भी नहीं आने दूंगा. हुआ क्या कुछ? इलेक्शन जीतने के लिए what these people say कि नहीं H1B I'll close. None of that has happened. And he's specially good towards India and Indians, specially positive. So I don't think, but even if you feel that the US is not my destination, it's up to you. M7 and INSEAD, only 8 top schools in the world are they worth. You can become a global Fortune 500 CEO also from this. Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Indra Nooyi, any person you talk about, they went to the best business school. The game plan is simple. First game plan is get in the game. That's why those 6 free classes I'm starting with, they are only for people who are not our students, by the way. If you're our student, वो आपके already course में सब कुछ है. So this time, 60 days, 4 hours a day is the time that I would really feel. Last thing I want to cover, and I'll open it for you. Just remember, I'll give all the information about the other areas. Okay. Think about it like this. Think about it. If you write the exam 6 times and your highest score is not even 600, 6 times, first thing, you're very serious because you've spent so much money. 12 lakh rupees का investment कर चुके, 2 years का investment कर चुके, money investment, time investment, effort obviously. And 6 attempts के बाद आप कभी 600 पे भी नहीं पहुंचे. Most people will not even think about a 7th attempt or even 6. वो 2 बार fail हो जाएंगे. Third time, obviously, we will not write. But look at the spirit of a person I'm going to show you. He took the plunge to even go for the 7th attempt. He was so low on confidence कि मेरा verbal इतना पढ़ने के बाद भी 0 quant तो मेरा हमेशा से weak था, मैं नहीं improve कर पा रहा हूँ. And whatever I've learned, I've been learning for 2 years, nothing changed. So when he joined us, his dream only was कि ये आ जाए, बहुत है मेरे लिए, बस इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं चाहिए. He trained with us for 50 days, which is 2 months or less than 2 months. And he had been preparing for 2 years, less than 2 months. And he got 715, which is 99th percentile. If you feel that I am so weak, I can't get it, just think how weak somebody can be. जिसका 6 बार में 600 score नहीं आए. He wrote back to my colleague, I have completed my 7th GMAT attempt. It's 715. My previous best across 6 attempts was only 595. वो spelling गलत लिख दिया, typo है. but previous best in 6 attempts is not even 600. क्या तैयारी की? And he has gone, and he was aiming for 645, and 50 days he reached here. How? He said, all that you have told me, nobody has told me till now. And he has really gone to so many instructors, 12 lakh rupees. And he wrote that almost 2 years se tayari kar raha tha, mid 2022. And thousands of dollars when we converted, it came to 12 lakh rupees. All of that. And this is crazy. I mean, 7th attempt, I had only scored 595. This guy's name is Abel Joseph. You can actually see, you don't have to do this the 7th time. You can get the score the first time, because initially everybody I have shown you wrote the exam for the first time only. So this was a score report. As a teacher, अच्छा लगता है कि आप कुछ काम कर रहे हो, किसी की लाइफ बदल रही है आपकी वजह से, and that's the spirit I want to work with. He even said to my colleague that he spent a crazy amount of money in the prep. Some personal tutor, 1 lakh rupees for 1 hour or 1 session. What's the point then, clearly? So I'm giving you the details of the 6 free sessions. Please remember, these are not for GRE students, because these are GMAT sessions only right now. And these are not for students who are already students of top, because unke liye repeat ho jayega, koi sense nahi, because they are anyway full course students with us. So all those registered, you will get all the details, Zoom link. On 14th, you'll receive. I'll give you the details anyway. If you're already an active student, this is not for you. And I will really say, don't insist. आपके course में सब कुछ है, A to Z. The classes will be Monday to Saturday, 6 consecutive days, 8 to 11. These are totally free. And you'll see how much needle you'll be able to move in this. Also, ISB YL batch. It is not only meant for ISB YL, because GMAT is GMAT, ISB or no ISB. It's obviously any GMAT student who wants to take this new course can join. 6 classes anyway we are giving free. All the live, hamara pura live course is only 16 sessions over 8 weekends. That gives the results. In this, I'm giving 21 classes, even 5 more classes, all the guidance in this. You will have doubt clearing facility in this with faculty available in this option. Okay? So you can talk to my teammates. Classes, this clearly. Classes are just a part. The entire preparation is so many things: portal, support, improvement in score, etc. This is the overall detail. You want, you can take a screenshot. But we will start on 18th, and we will make sure that all the 6 classes cover so much in 3 areas, DI, verbal, and quant, fully, that you really feel that I can absolutely score. You obviously will have to continue if you want to go forward. If you don't want to continue, we will not force anyone. These are purely 6 free sessions. And Monday to Saturday, I'll give my own time. I'll expect you to be very sincere. Just not be switched off कि चलो आज की मिस हो गई तो ठीक है, आज आधे घंटे बाद ज्वाइन कर लिया, कोई बात नहीं, मैं रिकॉर्डिंग देख लूंगा। ये इस तरह के स्टूडेंट्स ना कुछ कर नहीं पाते। मुझे तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू एनीथिंग. जस्ट टेक केयर. So these are the details we'll give you. Generally, our classes are 16 classes, in which, in this, I'm giving 21 classes, because I'll also do some consultation, extra doubt clearing, all of that. So you are starting 18th with free classes, 18th to 23rd. 6 free classes Monday to Saturday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the night, IST, India time, clearly. और इसके बाद this 25 से हम start कर रहे हैं. This will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 8 to 11. It's a weekday batch. Alternate days you have to do your studies. Sunday we will make you do a very long sitting sort of practice, which will be monitored, all of. So all the details will come to you, or the teacher will be only me. All the sections are taught only by me, nobody else here. So you will have to register. जब आपकी free classes खत्म हो जाएंगे, you want to continue, you'll have to enroll. The fee details, etc. my team will tell you. It's a live batch, and only 1 day of registration window will give, because on 25th we have to start. We generally keep a small batch, so take care. We will not take any enrollment after 24th, but you will have 6 classes before that to decide कि सही है कि नहीं. पूरी क्लासेस लो, इवन इफ यू फील कि यार ऐसा नहीं कि पहले 15 मिनट देखा बस देख सवाल समझ नहीं आया, यू डोंट डू दैट. आई विल गिव यू ऑल डाउट क्लियरिंग आल्सो इन दैट. आई विल कीप द पेस इन अ वे कि सब लोग समझ भी पाए. इट्स लाइक दैट. My team will connect with you, but share your interest that you want this while batch ka first 6 sessions or you're interested, will give you. Please remember, if you are not a young student, if you are like with 10 years work ex, then also GMAT is GMAT. So naam diya humne ISB while because that is one catchy program coming up, but it's the same thing, same GMAT thing. And my teammates, if you need any other help, please write to info@top1%.com and we will help you. Iska fee and every other detail will come to you soon. All right, just take care. So I'll open those of you who are part of our course already or something. Then that case, no. Please take care. I'm taking questions only from people who are new here, who are my students anyway. They keep hearing me. I have clarified everything already. It is not for people whose course is active. Don't take this batch also. It's the same thing. Free classes are definitely not for people because it is part of your course already. Mock test portal is not for you if your course is active. It is the same portal you already have access to. Digital GMAT, digital GRE is also not for people whose course is active. So active students के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, but yeah, it's good if you have heard me, it's fine. Let's see if you have any questions to ask me. I'll give you audio access. Raise your hand, please. Okay, Chirag. Let me ask him. Yes, Chirag, you can talk.
Hi Sandeep, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so about this ISB while batch, so as I checked on the ISB website, the deadline is for 15th of December.
No, we are not
And the
doing
batch
it
is,
R1, okay? राउंड 1 के लिए नहीं कर रहे हैं क्योंकि वो तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है अभी. आप अगर आप शुरू कर रहे
it
हो
is for,
yeah, this is for R2. This is not for R1.
okay,
Yeah, we are
okay, all
not
right.
target R1. तो अभी जबरदस्ती मैं प्रॉमिस करूं तो होगा नहीं और झूठ भी लगेगा कि ये कैसे. पर आई डोंट थिंक, अगर इफ यू आर अ बिगिनर, R1 for
Yeah.
ISB, I don't think is the right choice if you are a beginner. If you've already been preparing for a long time, no problem, please. Natasha, just let me know whosoever is not our student. I'll give them preference right now because all of the other students have the number of my teammates. They can talk. They have all the information. All my teammates that you're already familiar with can give you the information. So no point in that case. You can just tell. So Chirag, do you have
So
any?
I'll be able to apply for, yeah. So if in case I join this batch, I'll be able to apply for the R2, right?
You
For
will
the
be able
ISB
to apply for
program.
2025. R2 may the submission deadline I think is in March somewhere. So easily you will be
Okay,
able to apply. 2.5 months may maximum. Even if you're giving less time a day, 2.5 months you can get a score. Definitely possible.
okay. Thank you.
Right. This is not targeted at round 1. Sorry. Okay. Pratyush, let me just give access, but otherwise I hope I've given. Yes, क्या पूछना है Pratyush?
Yeah, Sandeep.
If
So,
you're already a student, I will not be able to do counseling or
no,
study.
no, I'm not a student.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not denying, but I'm just giving preference.
I understand. Yeah.
That's
So,
all.
I'm looking forward for ISB while round 2, but I'm also currently working. So, all this sounds good, the live batch, but I'm currently skeptical about whether to take a live batch or take a self-paced course. Saturdays, Sundays, I'm free, but weekdays I have to work.
So, see, Pratyush, it was
Hmm.
just that because it is the catchy thing right now. That is
Mhm.
why we said it's the same GMAT thing. You can take
Mhm.
the self-paced course as it is, but ensure कि आप daily पढ़ाई करो. फिर ये ना हो कि ले लिया और आपने उसका यूज नहीं किया.
Hmm.
Self-paced course के बहुत outstanding results हैं हमारे. So many success stories I talked about today are from the self-paced course, but those are the people who were very consistent. So self-paced course has no disadvantages in the current format that we have. We even have doubt clearing. Digital में वो नहीं होगा. अभी तो आप लोगे तो सब मिलेगा. So
Mhm.
please go for that. I don't think the batch will be correct if you feel that no, I will not get the time every day because it could become very taxing for you to study 4 hours with me every alternate day. So could become taxing because you also have to do pre-work. So people who have some more flexibility, I think that will be better. If you are the kind of person who slips up on discipline, then maybe you consider it. Okay.
Okay, got it.
वैसे भी आपको self paced का पूरा material इसके साथ में आएगा ही से. If you're taking this course, everything will anyway come. So if you miss also, you
अच्छा.
will anyway have every resource with every resource.
Okay, okay,
And we will
got it.
also give regular course का recordings also. जब class होगा 8 to 11 तो रात को
हाँ.
11 सुबह, you'll get the recording also. But I will still suggest self-paced is not bad at all.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
be disciplined with it. That's all. No difference apart.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yes. 1 second, Pratyush. Lower your hand. Guneet. Okay. Yes, Guneet.
Yes, sir. So actually, I'm a second year student. I'm
Right.
studying in VIP. Yeah. So when is the right time to start preparation?
When is the
Like
right time to start
right time
preparing?
to start GMAT preparation?
You are
Yes.
looking for what? MIM or deferred MBA or ISB? What are you looking at?
I'm actually very new to this.
In
So
that case, my
yeah.
teammate will reach out to you. आप अपना एक काम कीजिए. I'll give you chat access, give your email ID and phone number. My teammate will reach out and will tell you how to communicate with us, and we'll give you a
Okay.
consultation.
Yes, sir. But is it too early to start right now, or like after I'm done with college, I should?
No,
Like,
that's what we will tell you. Depends on many factors. कई सारे programs हैं जो college student ही कर सकते हैं, and कई सारे जो हैं वो बाद में ही कर सकते हैं. तो we will give you counseling थोड़ा detail में. 30-40 minutes we'll have to explain it to you. So that's why I'm saying in the chat window leave your details, and we have chat open only for us. So आपके details nobody else will see. We'll get back to you. Your details
okay,
will
sir.
be there. नाम से तो होगा ही, पर फिर भी just leave your details. Okay? My teammates
All
will. Because
right.
this I
Thank you.
can't answer depending on many things we will have to answer. This is not an easy answer कि अभी करो या नहीं, because many programs will require you to start immediately. Many programs will require you to go धीरे धीरे थोड़ा सा. Alright?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Rehan, I'll go in the order of hand raise. So guys, that's how we can go. Please wait अगर पूछना है कुछ compulsory. Rehan, I have given you audio access. Please. If you want to ask something, please ask. बोलिए.
Yes, Sandeep. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Absolutely. बोलिए.
Sandeep, I have an experience of around 20 years
Mhm.
and I want to give GMAT. So I want to have a session with you in the coming week if it is possible.
Right. Please. तो पहले तो have you reached out to us before or are you talking for the first time? Please.
I have taken your self-based course, but that couldn't work for me. So I am trying to get into the live classes.
Perfect. So रेहान, one of my teammates, हमारे पास काफी ऐसे students हैं जो बहुत senior level पे, even 20 years old work ex जिसका है 40 plus age, even those people have gone to Harvard and MIT like places. And
Yeah,
India
I am 46. Will the age be a deterrent?
No, इंडिया में तो 50 प्लस के लोग भी ISB IIM अहमदाबाद गए हमारे थ्रू. तो we will talk about it. आपको कनेक्ट करना चाहिए ऐसे लोगों के साथ जो हमारे स्टूडेंट रहे हैं. Take a very informed decision. If you anyway decided the self-paced course, and I'm sure discipline was your issue because otherwise you could have succeeded. So
Yeah, definitely.
So live course is the right thing to do or not? Because first thing is you should be sure. Half the time you will not even have the confidence. इसलिए भी नहीं पढ़ते हो कि यार मेरा होगा ही नहीं, क्या फायदा है, ये सब बातें. तो ये
Like
गलत चीज.
confidence is not the issue, only issue is the discipline.
हाँ, बट कॉन्फिडेंस और डिसिप्लिन ही नहीं है तो कॉन्फिडेंस भी डाउन होता है ना, कि मैं सोचता हूँ पर कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ जो भी चीज. तो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस दैट हैव अ कंसल्टेशन कॉल विद द एडमिशंस पर्सन ऑन अ टीम. वो पूरा बताएंगे आपको कि कितने लोगों का हुआ है इस एज में, हुआ है कि नहीं, हो सकता है. वी विल ऑल्सो आस्क यू वेयर विच जोग्राफी यू आर लुकिंग एट, विच प्रोग्राम एग्जैक्ट, जॉब छोड़ने वाला एग्जैक्ट, जॉब नहीं छोड़ने वाला, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं इसमें. तो वो हम बहुत डिटेल में आपको समझाएंगे. जस्ट रीच आउट एंड देन इफ यू वांट टू जॉइन द लाइव कोर्स, वी हैव अ बैच कमिंग अप, वीकेंड बैच इन नवंबर. नेक्स्ट वीकेंड ओनली एक बैच शुरू हो रहा है. उसमें आप सोच सकते हो, नहीं तो जो ISB वायल का बैच है उसमें कंटिन्यू कर सकते हो. इट डजंट मैटर कि आपकी एज क्या है उसमें. इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट. GMAT इज GMAT. ISB नाम तो ऐसे देने की बात है सर. GMAT इज GMAT. So please reach out to us. We'll connect you. Natasha, take care.
Yes. He's texted me. I think he couldn't wait for the question. See, again, I request all of our joint students. I am promptly replying to your messages on our WhatsApp. I've sent my message. Kindly allow the new students here to speak to Sandeep sir. Really, really promptly. I'm asking everyone to drop a text message. I will respond to you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Sandeep sir.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Mohit, please बोलिए जी.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. Please tell me.
सर मैं रिसेंट ग्रेजुएट हूँ ट्रिपल आईटी इलाहाबाद से मैंने मेरा बीटेक किया है एंड
Mhm.
आई एम वेरी श्योर कि मेरे को एमबीए करना है एंड वो हार्वर्ड स्टैनफोर्ड बोटन से ठीक है तो आई हैव टाइम फॉर 3-4 years बट मेरे को दिक्कत है कि मेरी जो सीजी पे वो 8.02 है एकदम अराउंड 8 है और जब मैं देखता हूँ हर बार का तो लाइक वो 9 अबव सीजीपीए वगैरह रहता है तो एक सीजीपीए का इशू है कि 8 सीजीपीए नो पे कंसीडर होगा कि हाई मीडियो का है ये
ओके पहली बात तो ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं जिनका 7 सीजीपीए होने के बाद भी सिलेक्शन हुआ है हार्वर्ड वॉर्टन या स्टैनफोर्ड में से एक जगह पे स्टैनफोर्ड में थोड़ा कम चांसेस होते हैं ऐसे में बट वॉर्टन तो मतलब कोई ऐसा चीज मैंने आज तक नहीं देखी कि कभी कोई प्रॉब्लम होता है कभी भी नहीं पीपल आई जस्ट शोड यू दिस गाय राइट हु सेड 60-65% एंड
ये सब वो एनसीआर गए थे बट सर
हाँ
मेरे को स्टैनफोर्ड का एक टारगेट है बिकॉज आई वांट टू गो इनटू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एट द एंड
इज इट अ रेगुलर 2 year एमबीए यू आर
रेगुलर
लुकिंग
टू एमबीए आई एम वेरी क्लीन अबाउट दैट
प्रोफाइल वर्क एक्स कितना है आपका
अभी तो मैं रिसेंट ग्रेजुएट हुआ लाइक अभी अभी 24 में ग्रेजुएट हुआ आई विल बी वर्किंग फॉर 3-4 years
ओके ओके सो सी मोहित देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स दैट आर काउंटेड अगर एक पाई चार्ट बना के मैं समझाऊं तो एक चीज की वजह से कभी सिलेक्शन ना होता है ना रुकता है एक जीमैट आप छोड़ दें थोड़ा सा बट उसके अलावा सपोज दिस इज द पाई चार्ट and GPA also counts but GPA's weight is 3% of everything let's say GMAT is about 70% बाकी वर्क एक्स आपका इंटरव्यू परफॉर्मेंस आपके एसेज आपका रिकमेंडेशन आप so in this you may not score the highest marks but overall if your score is good overall weighted average अगर अच्छा है आपका तो GPA has not been a deterrent बट यस इफ यू से कि ये मैटर नहीं करता तो मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूँ मैटर करता है लेकिन इट्स अ पाई सो इट इज नॉट अ डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन क्राइटेरियन की जैसे इंडिया में होता है ना 75% नहीं तो कैट देने ही नहीं मिलेगा समथिंग लाइक दैट यू कांट अप्लाई टू आई एम सम दिस इज नॉट द वे इट इज होलिस्टिक it everything counts but nothing is a no like somebody may have how can you offset your GMAT sorry how can you offset your low GPA this is something that schools also say that okay sometimes we may not study in college sometimes our college may not give good marks so they don't want to be unfair they say that in the GMAT quant section you score really well and nowadays DI also but essentially quantitative skills so they say that if one area of your GMAT especially quant and or DI if you can really showcase some extreme competence we are ready to let go of your GPA altogether. Having said this is the way selection works. कोई चीज नहीं कि ऐसे अच्छा even interview this is not a rejection process. Interview will have let's say 100 marks है 5 marks of an interview. Out of those 5 suppose you get 0 also कुछ हो जाए गलत तो भी rejection नहीं होता total. None of
Got it.
these business schools through GMAT is a rejection criterion directly. Everything is measured holistically so maybe they love your recommendations your essays your career goals and they love you and they take you maybe they like something else maybe they like your GMAT score maybe there are so many things एक चीज है कि GMAT अगर कम है तो टॉप स्कूल्स में क्योंकि इंडिया से कंपटीशन इतनी ज्यादा है और इंडियंस अपने आप ही इतना स्कोर लाते हैं हाई तो आपका स्कोर कम होगा तो चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं काफी बट आई डोंट थिंक इट इज रियली दैट इम्पोर्टेंट रिमेनिंग माई टीममेट्स कैन आंसर इट प्लीज रीच आउट नताशा ने अपना नंबर दिया है आप व्हाट्सएप कीजिए विल शेड्यूल कॉल ऑल्सो ओके
ओके सर
जस्ट
और
हैव
नेक्स्ट सर
हाँ हाँ
वन मोर थिंग बिकॉज अभी मेरे पास टाइम है अभी 3-4 साल का सो आई वाज मोर क्यूरियस कि अभी लाइक मैं आप तो 1% से रह के लाइक मैं मेरा प्रोफाइल कैसे बना सकता हूँ लाइक कि लास्ट टाइम पे बर्डन आ रहे
विल
और
गिव
मेरे
यू
को एम
दैट कंसल्टेशन विल गिव यू दैट
ओके और एमबीए सर मतलब मेरे को जीमेट का एग्जाम कब देना चाहिए लाइक
आपके पास चॉइस है मैं आपको जबरदस्ती फोर्स नहीं करूंगा कि आप अभी दीजिए बट अभी भी देते हो तो प्रॉब्लम कुछ नहीं 5 साल वैलिड रहेगा इसे अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं 1 साल बाद 2 साल बाद भी दे सकते हो डिपेंड्स ऑन यू and if you want to say that my work might get very taxing because once you enter corporate it is very difficult तो मतलब है you want to really take care of it that okay I've been a student recently let me finish off you are not at a disadvantage 5 साल मतलब 5 साल पूरे वैलिड होता है इट्स नॉट दैट ओवर दे विल कंसिडर फ्रेशर स्कोर्स बेटर एंड older scores are considered stale no such thing so just take care but you don't have to compulsorily write right away you can
गॉट इट
take time yes
बस मेरे को थोड़ा प्रोफाइल पे काम करना है बिकॉज मेरे पास टाइम है तो मैं सोचा मैं काफी अच्छे से काम करूँ ताकि मैं एचएसडब्ल्यू ना मिस करूँ कहीं से भी
आप प्लीज नताशा को टेक्स्ट कर दीजिए, हमारे पास एकदम से सबका आंसर नहीं देंगे, 24 आवर्स का टाइम दीजिए, बिकॉज यू कैन सी इफ 200 पीपल टेक्स्ट अस और सबको
Yes.
बात करना है तो 24 आवर्स का
No,
टाइम.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
So
I understand that.
we'll allocate some people to talk to you. Everybody is equally qualified to guide. एक
Yes.
चीज हमारी टीम में ये है कि ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने आंसर दिया है या किसी और ने दिया है तो आपको डिफरेंट गाइडेंस मिलेगा, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता. Many people have cracked the GMAT at 100 percentile level. Many people have applied to business schools. Many people are B school graduates on our team. So you'll get the right guidance always. Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Devansh, let me ask what you have. Please unmute and talk. Devansh, yeah.
Yeah, hi Sandeep sir.
Yes, please tell me.
So Sandeep sir, I'm looking at the PGP program at ISB and I'm looking at the round 3, which has a deadline of 25th January. So if we go ahead with the ISB YL batch that is starting around 26th November, do you think we have enough time to get a good GMAT score with exam prep?
I will. How much time, Devansh, will you have every day?
I mean, I can give some decent time, say 4 to 6 hours.
In that case, I'll suggest take the self-paced course, which is
Okay.
cheaper also, and it has all the same features. If you are disciplined, I think, because you can tweak your study थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि बाद का जो स्टेज होता है हमारा मॉक स्टेज वगैरह, उसमें टाइम लगता है. तो बैच we can't accelerate, but you can accelerate with the self-paced course. So which I
Okay.
suggest is going to be a better fit. Anybody who is in a hurry is
Correct.
genuinely going to be advised for the self-paced course. Although it is cheaper, और लाइव कोर्स की फीस ज़्यादा होगी, फिर भी मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, बिकॉज मैं कभी बिजनेस इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से बात करता ही नहीं हूँ, तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ
Right.
केस लीजिए, ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा आपके लिए, बिकॉज दैट वे only problem with self-paced for somebody can be discipline. If you are genuinely very disciplined, then self-paced is genuinely the right answer for you, because you will have about two months to prepare when the batch starts, which will be a little less, considering you have to also build your applications.
Right.
So my
Okay.
suggestion definitely will be, if you want, you can definitely take the first 6 sessions with me, but you be
Right.
part of the self-paced model.
Right. And if we go ahead with the self-paced, how much time should we allot to the
In
exam
that
portal?
case, yeah. So in that case, suppose you are studying, let's say 6 hours a day, then you can do it in 40 days, and 20 days roughly you will have. You can prepare a good application only to ISB. ISB application is not very complicated, can be done in even 10 days. But
Right.
you'll have to, so suppose you're studying 6 hours a day, then the batch will really make it very tight for you. Like,
Got it.
once the classes end, then you have to take the mock, then you, so suppose that way, I don't want you to be so stressed because of the short time window.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the only reason I'm suggesting you go for self-paced, and you anyway can be part of the first 6 sessions so that you get kick-started. एक acceleration मिल जाएगा पढ़ने का. ठीक है?
Right. Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Right. Right. Yes. पहले you tell your name, and then let's see. Your name is appearing.
Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
हाँ, please, you are audible. बताइए.
Yeah. By the way, my name is Sanjit.
Your name is?
Sanjit.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Sir, I heard in news कि top B schools are like not accepting online version of GMAT score.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही यार ठीक से, आप प्लीज अपना माइक चेक कीजिए जरा, जस्ट चेक. आई डोंट नो वेदर देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम विद द माइक और द वे यू आर होल्डिंग इट, or maybe you're on earphones or something. Just check.
Wait a minute.
Not able to hear you.
Am I audible, sir?
I'll try, although it's not very clear, but मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. बताइए please. Yes.
So I heard in news कि top B schools are not accepting online version of scores of GMAT.
That's true. Many schools will not accept the online version. आपके लिए advisable है that you write at the test center only. That's the best advice I can give. Because yes, ISB, for example, is categorically saying they will not accept, and many other schools also. So it's, yeah, go to the center and write the exam, which is very normal. By now,
Okay, thank you.
this should not be news for anyone. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Please lower your hand. Let's see. Okay, Pankaj, please.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I just had a question. In the live classes, how would the doubts be resolved? If I enroll for the live classes, how would the doubt resolution happen?
विद इन द क्लास तो हो ही जाएगा जो भी आपको
Correct.
पढ़ाया जा रहा है उसमें, एंड उसके अलावा यू हैव 7 डे नॉन स्टॉप अनलिमिटेड ईमेल फैसिलिटी। तो आप भेजेंगे और आपको विद इन 2 to 4 hours यू गेट अ डिटेल्ड प्रॉपर रिप्लाई फॉर एक्स्ट्रा डाउट्स यू हैव। जब आप क्लास नहीं चल रही तब आपको कोई डाउट आए तो वी हैव अ टीम ऑफ
7 day only. 7 day.
no 7 days a week मतलब
अच्छा अच्छा. Okay. Other than email, any one-on-one doubt clearing, if
it's not
session.
required and it doesn't happen. We have 15 people. We are very prompt, and this is the mode of doubt clearing. Once you are not in the class, that's the mode of doubt clearing. One-on-one की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती because the course, the solutions and the explanations are fantastic. If you need an email support is there, and it's almost like 20 hours almost open क्योंकि रात को 2 बजे भी कई बार आप मेल करते हो तो आपको जवाब तुरंत आ जाता है, ऐसा होता है. But it is not one-on-one over call or Zoom. That so being very clear so that you take a decision.
So generally, it happens now. If you have asked a question, you get a reply in 2 to 4 hours. Then you have a follow-up question on that same doubt. Then you again get a 2 to 4 hour ETA, and this becomes very cluttered and very clumsy, right?
No, it's not that. आप देखेंगे, we can share some of the students what they say about doubt clear. And I did not keep it in this, but anyway class में तो clear हो ही जाएगा ना. तो class 4 दिन है हफ्ते में, तो वो तो हो ही जाएगा आपका. उसके
हफ्ते
अलावा
में
कुछ है जब आपको
हफ्ते में 4 दिन है सर. Like 2 days weekends पर है ना? Only 2 days in weekends.
depends on which batch you are going. If you're going for ISB YL, it will be 4 days: Monday,
Okay.
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. If you're going for the weekend batch, it is 2 days. No problem.
And second question, just last question. Do you have any extensive support on post GMAT, like application process and all?
Yeah, there is full support available and so many people जिसका भी मैंने बताया कि इसका यहाँ सिलेक्शन हुआ है, all of them have been our students for the second stage as well. I did not talk about it because my colleague who generally is with me, he's taking another session right now. So, पर हाँ, full-fledged support is there. If you want the details, my team will help you. Just leave your details in the chat window.
Sure, sir. Thank
We
you.
will give you an idea about how that service also operates. But abhi, you focus on the exam. We have full-fledged support and we have every possible selection with every possible scholarship you can imagine. So yes, very
Thank you.
powerful support is there. All right. Yeah. Okay. Radhika, please can you speak?
Hello, hi sir.
Yeah, Radhika, please tell.
So my question is the 6 days free course as well as the ISB course ahead. Is it for somebody who's already been preparing? So I'm not a beginner. I've already been giving mocks for last 1 month, and my problem is I've been stuck to one score, and I want to push ahead. So
What has been your challenge area and what is your score right now?
so my average is 575,
Hmm.
and I want to cross 700 or at least 685.
Okay. And which area pulls you down really? I mean, which is a weaker area for you?
My all three sections are consistent with the score of 75 to 80.
Okay, 75 to 80 scale that means.
Scale score, yeah.
So, okay, Radhika, I think it can help you, but I will suggest कि आप हमारे एक कोई faculty member के साथ call कीजिए. Let them understand your challenges. We will arrange that call. We arrange it only for people who are already at the mock level stage, not for beginners. Or we can identify if you have some mock reports or if you have some, I mean, whatever detailed reports, if you can share, we can tell you where the problem can be. But can you just tell me, is this problem related to mocks only or your actual accuracy without the timer is also pretty low? I mean, क्या reason है, आप बताइए थोड़ा सा.
There's not much difference. So time is not an issue for me. Whether I'm doing self-paced or I think the only issue that comes during mock is because it's a long sitting. It can be about focus or concentration that I'm losing with long passages.
But there
But
might be some areas, na? ऐसा नहीं कि RCB average है, CRB, DIB, something you must be really struggling with. Then I will ask the same question if I'm the person on the call with you later with your score reports also. What have you analyzed कि क्यों नहीं बढ़ रहा है? बताइए आप थोड़ा सा.
I think it's the concentration that I miss with passages because that's the pattern I've seen with the verbal as well as DI. If I have understood a passage like in the first 1 minute, I know it. Otherwise, even if I sit for 6 minutes, I'm blocked. Like,
Okay, got it, good. In that case, really don't go for that batch because वो पूरा 2 महीने का आपका process हो जाएगा. And I will suggest that you do one thing. One thing is you share all the details, the score report so far of mocks. We will try to see where the problem is, and then we will guide you with the customized help. Once you're on board, अगर आप करते हो self paced में, but we'll customize the course कि RC non-stop कैसे अच्छी accuracy लानी CR में या DI में. We will have to talk to you more personalized. So this
Okay.
particular batch, you may take the 6 sessions. They will be at a pretty advanced level. Still, you will learn a lot. But I will suggest you go for the customized self-paced course. Somebody will have to analyze where the problem is, and maybe from the course we'll say ये पहले करो, ये बाद में करो, ये इस पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दो. Let's say RC can be a big problem, as you would have realized.
Hmm.
So we have a process for RC that will eliminate this focus and concentration issue even with long passages. We have something on DI also, how really that can be used. So please take care. We will guide you, but I don't think the batch is for you. Batch is for people who have not properly started with the training or the GMAT. That, but still take a few sessions. That will be great. Yeah.
So I should reach out to Natasha only.
Yeah, you reach out, we'll schedule a call, and then we'll schedule a short call with a faculty member if you share your score reports of any mocks so far. Without the reports, that call will be of no use to us, honestly. So that's
Understood.
important. All right, Adhika.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Pratyush.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Hi. Thank you for that. Thank you for the wonderful session. So, I'm Pratyush, and I'm in my final year of college. I was planning to apply for ISB YLP. So, I was wondering if I would be eligible. Firstly, like I think 0 to 20 months, but I'll be graduating only in March 25. So, first was that, and then I've already
I don't
started.
think, okay, so I'm honestly telling you, you definitely will not be able to do, but there is an option of early entry and many other things. I think you can get the GMAT out of the way so that you can focus on other things and build your profile a little. That's one option, but I think your graduation at least should be complete before the classes start. And the classes will start sometime next year, which will not give you the full degree by that time. So आपका starting तो 2025 में हो ही नहीं पाएगा. That's not on. Apart from that, I think you can get the GMAT out of the way because it will help you with master's programs abroad, deferred MBA options abroad, and that way you can definitely be way ahead in the game. And you can think which internships to do, what kind of placements I should pick up, how should I build my profile. You'll get some more time with that. So I will suggest take the GMAT. I mean, I'm not compulsorily saying it will be a good option for you if you anyway have to prepare. But I
Yeah.
doubt. Natasha, do you have information about ISB? Will it take people whose graduation is not complete in 2025? I don't think so, right? That's not correct.
This is for the WILE program?
For while. Not really. I mean, how will you attend two colleges, right? Obviously, that's something that looks.
No. I mean, I will be graduating in March 2025, so I'm in my final year.
Oh, okay. In that case, yes, absolutely. I thought, I'm so sorry, I misheard then. I'm sorry about this. So, if you are finishing your graduation in 2025 March, then you are 100% eligible. Then you should go for it without fail anyway. Because that's the last chance for the GMAT now you will. Round 2, you apply and then go for it straight.
Yeah, sir. And that's what. So I've already undertaken some GMAT prep, and like I've not given mocks as such, but I've been giving sectionals, and I've also like I've done a lot of my practice material from the GMAT official guide. And what I've observed in a general trend is like for quants and DI, especially like the easy and medium level questions, like they are segregated by on that level. So those I'm pretty much my accuracy like without the timing is also pretty okay, but the hard level questions I'm just finding it very extremely challenging, and it's just even without the timing pressure it's just becoming very challenging.
Okay.
So any insights on
Again,
all three sections?
I think you are only practicing, or have you actually prepared with some dedicated effort that initially let me learn through some course or are you straight away practicing? Please tell me.
I did learn. I did attend another course, but I did attend another course and then I practiced. But honestly, like in the videos, there was a lot of lag and the quality wasn't the highest. Like it was 3, 3, 4 hour long videos, 2, 3 hour long videos, and there was a lot of like there's a lot of gap. Like I mean, obviously the professors would give time to solve between the questions. So like the time lag between the videos is a lot. Like it's not very crisp the content.
Got
So
it.
like that's why the rewatching the whole videos was very irksome. Like it's very painful in terms of rewatching the whole video. So
My
I'm
thing
just
is not
practicing.
whether videos. My thing is, do you think your concepts are totally in place and only then also you are not able to crack, or there is a gap somewhere? I need to very clearly understand this because if there is a gap, then we'll have to guide you very differently. Sometimes we feel
Yeah,
that only practice is remaining, which is what you would have realized is not the right thing.
correct.
There
Yeah,
must be a
absolutely.
gap. So, is there a
No,
gap at the higher level problems you feel?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I might be so. At the higher level, the basics are pretty clear. At
I
least
get
that's
that.
what I.
So, I'll suggest in that case, you take a self-paced version and you take the support of some faculty member if you have some scores. Have you written a mock also or only OG you are practicing?
No, sir. Only OG.
Okay, so Pratish, my reading is that you are not really at the level that you should be because solving a problem is different from understanding the concepts. Maybe you've done concepts, so easy and medium anyway doesn't count. Those questions are useless anyway. I only believe कि hard questions ही होंगे आप अच्छा score चाहते हो. So my answer is that there is a definitive gap in all the three areas for you. You have to bridge that gap because how is it that somebody can crack medium level but not hard level? There has to be a gap, right? There has to be a gap. So that you can fix and plug by taking a self-paced version because only test series will be wrong here. Even if I say, oh, take a test series, you will really be frustrated because it's obviously at the higher level. Same thing will happen. You can solve a few easy questions, but not really all the proper questions, tougher questions. But you will have to accelerate that learning, and it can't be that, oh, let me learn everything that is given. Pinpointedly, that okay, my challenge is with RC, these types of passages. So let me focus on this. My challenge with quant is this. My challenge with DI is this. So those kinds of plugins are required for you. And I
Hmm.
strongly feel there's a gap in concepts, which probably you don't think, but I think as a teacher I can sense that
No,
concept
so
gap.
there might be in the medium level. The scores fluctuate. Like the
I get
basics
that.
are clear.
Mm.
The scores sort of fluctuate.
Right.
They fluctuate a lot. Yes, sir. So and my difference is, I mean, coming to the next question, like for self-paced, what's the difference between the while batch currently, which will be taking place from the 22nd or
That is
24th, I
live.
believe?
That is live 4 times a week. So if that is your target, that batch will genuinely help you because that will set you on a higher path. But see, what happens is people who've been preparing, they start feeling, I just need this guidance. Whereas the required guidance may be very high. So my answer is just stop thinking because OG is anyway very OG's hard level is also 500, 550. OG hard level is not 700 plus. Okay, please remember at all. They are just too simple overall. You might feel they're very difficult, but OG level, anyway, we don't say that you have to solve OG at all. That's a standard line. OG is not useful. All I'm saying is you forget that that is the level you are starting at or that is your prep. Because, and first thing, if you want to really communicate further, write an official mock test. See your score if it is, even if it is touching like 555 or something, if it is touching 585, 600 somewhere. With that, you'll also analyze your mistakes and challenges and then talk to us. I think in the next 1 or 2 days, write a mock. It will give you a very good idea. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Then
So
you
no,
will decide what is the best program for you. Yeah, please.
got it, sir. And no, what's the difference? So is there a difference between the live batch that we will take and between the ISB YL batch
No,
which
there
will
is no
happen,
difference.
or it's the same?
It's just that one is over the weekend, the live batch. ISB will happen 3 or 4 days a week. That's it. There is no difference.
But the fee structure, everything would be the same.
Yeah. Natasha will give you all the
The
details.
live
I'll
batch,
not
the normal
guarantee
batch.
this right now, but I think yes. Natasha will
And
give
so
you
in
all.
the
Boli.
got it, sir. And sir, like in the self-paced, if as you mentioned, if I take that and choose that route, are admissions consulting also open? Because I plan to apply to a lot of B schools also. Like I'm a finance student, I'm a financial market student, so I want to apply to ISB as well as keep my global options open.
Definitely. So we
So
will connect
is
you to the right
consulting
person.
include?
No, it's not included, but we have a separate service. We don't include the fee. वो तो करते ही नहीं है. But yeah, it's that service is there. We'll give you the details. You
Hello.
talk to the consultant. You look at the results. Look at how people have already succeeded. All of that. Take an informed decision. But any program in the world you want to go to, I guarantee we have already had a success with scholarship to that. Anything I can openly say, if Harvard full scholarship has happened, Wharton full scholarship, तो बाकी आप कहीं भी जाना चाहो, we have every single place covered with multiple
Hmm.
admissions and multiple scholarships to that program, that course. So talk to our teammates, talk to our admissions consultant if need be. We will guide you further. First of all, I want a mock score from you.
So, and okay, got it, sir. And the consulting will not be included in both the live batches and
Right,
the
right.
separate one?
Consulting is a separate service we provide, totally separate. We can give you preliminary consultation. We can select, let's say, schools for you, programs for you. That is okay sometimes, but genuinely, I mean, editing your essays, resume, preparing for the interviews, doing your LORs, वो तो बहुत बड़ा process होता है. That is not part of any of the programs that we run. Always it is separate. Okay?
Got it, sir.
That's a
So,
completely separate program. Yeah,
got
please.
it. So the mock, which mock would you recommend?
I
Is there
will
a
say
mock?
MBA.com first marks fine. You can just write. Let's see. They'll give me an idea.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, should I contact Natasha ma'am, or I'm already in touch with Richa ma'am?
Yeah,
So,
you
should
can
I speak
contact
to?
either of them. No problem. Natasha will be able to talk to you today also, maybe, or at least text you. Richa is not on, not working today. So Richa will reply tomorrow. Just take. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. We have Akhil here. Sorry for the long wait, Akhil. I understand, but bully.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask that I'm a 24 batch graduate, so I'll be preparing specifically for ISB-YL. But I just wanted to know, is it the best choice for me, or do I have any chance for applying abroad as well? Because I heard that the top E schools have some 3 years work ex criteria. So should I like hold my plan for GMAT?
You are studying right now?
No. I graduated in 24, so I just started working around 1 year experience in few months.
So yeah, that really puts us in a slightly different category. Okay, somebody else is speaking, or what is happening?
There's another voice, someone else.
Okay, just ensure that you are not talking in that meanwhile. Okay, so what I'll suggest in that case is, because if you had been in college, we would have told you a lot of deferred MBA options are there, which are now closed for you. So you have either master's program open for you all over the world, all master's programs, or you have ISB-YL open for you, or you have 2 years of minimum work ex requirement. So I think once again, you schedule a call with one of my teammates. They will guide you exactly what all is open. ISB-YL is surely open. Surely there is no doubt, absolutely, as we know. All master's programs are open. MBA programs will require at least 2 years of work experience. Had it been deferred MBA while you were in college, things would have been different. So I hope I've been able to clear whatever it is. So this, I think you can unmute again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Yes. All right. Harshita, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for this seminar. Sir, actually, I had given a mock 2-3 days back and I got 595. So, how many hours should I study next, like for minimum? If I'm like studying for 8 to 10 hours per day, then what's the minimum duration I'll be needing?
Number of months you're saying?
Number of days.
Number of days. What is the deadline you're pursuing? It seems you're pursuing a very hard deadline. Bataiye.
Yes, sir. So I want to apply for PGP, ISB. So I was targeting deadline due, but I'm not sure.
All right. I think I'm not very optimistic about that, because there are two things to prepare for. One is the application also, and the other is the GMAT. And you have to push it to at least 675. And what is the challenge you're facing? Is there something that you're weak at, or like, is there anything particular why your score is in that range? Have you, what?
Yes, sir, data insights. I'm not able to complete on time.
Okay,
So,
that can't be the only thing, because then also your score can be in the 600s, 600.
data insights and critical reasoning. RC, it's like almost I'm getting 90%, 90 to 95% I'm getting correct. Quant, I'm improving with time, but mostly it's data insights and sometimes it's critical reasoning.
So Harshita, for 2 weeks, we don't have enough anything like that solution. I hope you do well. You can try a test series, but I'm not sure कि आपका level यहाँ है तो वो directly without fixing your areas that may not work. I'll suggest you give your best attempt for ISB R2. 15 दिन में देना है, जब भी देना है आपको कोशिश करो कि आपका अच्छा स्कोर आ जाए. नहीं आए तो then we can give you like a 30 35 40 day sort of course, and that can take care of it. This will be either you take the test series only, or you keep preparing and hope that you crack it at the level of ISB. I doubt R2 is really something that we can help you with. It's very little time. एक टाइम विंडो भी मिलना चाहिए ना एक टीचर को या कोर्स को, तो वो अभी मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम कर पाएंगे आपके लिए. फिर
So,
भी हाँ बोलिए.
what's the then like minimum time that's usually
You do
people
not know.
get
Some
for
people have
100?
no, it's
So,
not necessary. Some people have turned around their story in this much time only. But
okay.
then also, we don't have a 2 week solution for you. We don't have. You may actually turn it around. Let's say you may pick up DI and you may really start doing it correctly. CR you can pick up yourself. But my answer is that do we have a proper customized solution that works only for 2 weeks? Not like that. We don't have. Not that you can't improve in 2 weeks. There are examples of our students who have really improved in 2 weeks when they started studying or writing the mocks, genuinely. So I will be a bit doubtful that 2 weeks we will even suggest the mock portal right now, because I strongly feel there are some gaps here. Which material are you referring to? Are you referring to official material for DI and CR? What are you doing exactly? Like, is there anything particularly you've studied from?
So, sir, I had experts global, and apart from that, I'm considering official and GMAT Ninja YouTube lectures also.
All right. So for the final phase, I can suggest one thing, although this may or may not work, but this is the best solution. आपने focus वाले, have you taken all the 6 mocks or 2 mocks only? What have you done so far? Please tell me.
For the official ones?
Yeah, I mean, have you purchased all 6 or are you?
No, I've not purchased. I've done only the free mocks.
Okay. If you purchase, that's one option. Otherwise, you can go to filters on GMAT Club and do all the questions of GMAT Prep Focus.
Okay.
And don't bother about the pacing. आपका शायद ये होता होगा कि pacing की वजह से maybe something is going wrong. And if you can get a resource on CR, automatically your DI will also improve, because DI में बहुत सारा तो CR ही होता है essentially. Lot of it is, I mean, verbal based, and then math based there may be some things. I think you should finish off the GMAT prep focus content from there, but not with the timer. Okay, I think जितना best आप कर सकते हैं यही है, और let's hope आ जाए इसको. नहीं आएगा तो we will be able to help you anyway in a proper way, because you're pushing this too far, I think, but still it can happen for some people. If you really want that, okay, I want only this help, only that help, again, we will have to offer you the full course and then you can pick and choose. But 15 days, though, I don't think that's the right answer. We will really not commit.
So for round 3, like usually does scholarship chances reduce as per rounds?
I have not seen, because we have had equal scholarships. ये सुनते हैं ISB वाले भी बोलते हैं जल्दी करो, but we have had, I mean, Rishant, we had a student Rishant who got 100% scholarship in R3. We had some army officer who got in the classic edition only 710, which was a lower score for scholarship. Army has kuch merchant navy kuch bag, and he got really high scholarship in R3. So there are examples and they're proportionate. So at least my experience is कि नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा. नहीं मिलना होगी तो आपको R2 में भी नहीं मिलेगी सच.
And what about location, Hyderabad and Mohali?
That is never decided by our rounds. Okay, that is always lottery. You may be the GMAT topper of any particular GMAT 6 months window. You may have the best interview. You may still not get Hyderabad. That's lottery. वो करते ही नहीं है किसी और तरीके से. And I have seen, because I know them very well personally. We have known ISB officials for a long time. It's all lottery system. So you can't affect that result. Even if you're the best candidate, you may still get more. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, मतलब मैं चाहता था आपकी हेल्प करना, बट ऑनेस्टली बहुत कम विंडो है, तो आई डोंट वांट टू कमिट एंड देन मेक यू डिसअपॉइंटेड. वी हैव अ ग्रेट प्रोडक्ट, वी हैव द ग्रेट कोर्स, बट it may not really work in just 2 weeks. I wish you well. Please let us know if you have a great result, then go ahead anyway. Otherwise, we can help you if this doesn't go well. Let's hope it does though. Right.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, Jay, let's see.
Hi, Sandeep sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hi. Firstly, a very good afternoon to you, sir. Just a brief introduction about me. My name is Jay, and I've graduated from NMIMS University. I did finance, and I graduated in 2023, post which I've been working in the investment banking practice with PwC.
Right.
Sir, I started my GMAT journey in 2023 itself, but for some reason, things haven't worked out for me yet. I have, in fact, I was just going through the presentation as well when you were speaking of the student testimonials in which one student scored something around 595. That is something I can relate to as well. I've given 3 attempts. My first attempt had to be rescheduled because of a technical difficulty. And post that, I have not been able to crack 595. So I've scored a 595 and a 595 in my next 2 consecutive attempts. I have found myself having, a lack of discipline and some anxiety issues during test day. So in my mocks, in both times, I used to score quite decently, approximately like a 635 to a 655 was my range in all mocks, and I gave experts global plus the GMAT mocks. But for some reason, that barrier could not be broken, and then on test day, I always used to sort of score a little lower.
Got
So,
it.
sir, any sort of insight that you can give as to how I can tackle these particular issues and
Sure. I understood. First thing, is there a subject level weakness as well, or only execution level? Can you give me an idea?
so, sir, in both, in fact, in my mocks, my math score used to be the highest. In both my official attempts, my math score was the lowest. Verbal, I've been scoring around 81 to 83 throughout, and DI has been sort of fluctuating the most. So in one attempt, I got an 81 in DI, which translates to the 89th percentile. I'm just having it open right now. And the second attempt, I got a 80 in DI.
Right. Okay. And what's your comfort, or let's say not so comfortable area? If you just forget the percentiles, what is something that you're not very good at?
Honestly, I think math, primarily because I make a lot of silly mistakes. I'm very prone to it. And critical reasoning. I think I'm good with graphs, with data visualization. I can do DI with a little bit of more ease as compared to quant verbal. I don't know why that is, but
Understood. What's your deadline by which you have to get your score?
I don't have a deadline, sir. In fact, I just have 1 year and 2 months of work-ex. So I'm actually considering whether to apply for the YL program or whether to wait for postgraduate programs to open up for me. But it's just that I don't want to get out of touch with studying because it becomes very difficult post that. I've seen someone in my family do that and didn't work out very well. So that's why I want to get GMAT out of the way, but I don't have a very strict deadline as such.
Fine. Please go for YL batch. I think you're already on some kind of prep journey. If you like that discipline as well, and obviously we will be discussing all new content, I will suggest you take the YL batch. It will suit you. You may write the GMAT in the next 3.5 months maximum, and really hope that your score will surely be in the 700s. I mean, that's possible, genuinely possible. You're not the only person I have really helped like this. We have had people scoring really low, but with the and please, one thing, do not think that you know everything in concepts or approaches. Sometimes it's not the concept, it's the approach, the thought process itself. Let's say you are saying critical reasoning. You read a passage and after 1.5 minutes you realize what to do, versus you read a passage and after 30 seconds you realize what to do. So we've saved 1 minute here in the reaction time itself. So that happens only when you have absolutely correct way of thinking. So my answer is very clearly go for this batch if you have this. Self-paced course can also help you, but I don't know whether you're interested in self-paced or live. I do not know about discipline issues. But tell me if there is anything that you want to talk
So,
about.
sir, I have faced two major issues during my prep previously as well. One is that I prepare sort of very erratically because I have very erratic work hours. So what I used to do is towards the last stage of my preparation before my attempts, I used to probably come back home at something around like late night, like 10 or 11 o'clock, and then I used to clock in like 2 hours of studying. But that never used to help too much. And the second thing is that I faced a lot of issues in terms of I could not sort of let go of a question if I did not know it, or I was not being able to solve it after a couple of minutes.
Got it. Okay. In that case, if you can't attend it at 8 p.m., let's say you are saying that your work hours are pretty erratic, then take the self-paced course, but with very specific instructions. We'll connect you to a faculty member because you already have GMAT experience, and that person will guide you how to utilize our course. And if you don't have the timeline challenges, let's say 3 months, also 2.5 months, give it that time. Please, one problem where what happens with people who are prepared is they feel कि बस practice करना है बाकी तो मुझे सब आता है. ये जो एटीट्यूड है ये आपका स्कोर किल कर देता है. अगर होता तो सेकंड टाइम में भी आ ही जाता स्कोर. So people think I've learned everything, but there is a way of learning. Today, in some questions, you would have realized learning is not a solution here. It's the way of thinking and way of saving time on each of the questions. So we will guide you. In that case, if you cannot attend at 8 o'clock and then you cannot do the work also that we will be giving during the 2 days that you'll have breaks, very clearly then go for self-paced, but we'll customize. All right.
Sure, sir. So just one more question. So the ISB badge is essentially like the normal GMAT badge, except for the fact that it's 4 days a week, correct?
Yeah, 3 days of teaching, 1 day of practice. So yeah, 3 days essentially. Teaching wise, it's not 4 days. So it's the same thing that I teach in my live sessions.
And
Yes.
so just one more, sorry for disturbing, but one more pragmatic question just for you.
Sure, sure.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, in terms of this is going to be the first VIL batch that ISB is going to be coming out with.
Right.
So it's going to be, do you think that it will be sort of an experimentational batch in terms of how teaching structure would be, how placements would be, etc., or do you think that it would be comparable? Because I attended one of their sessions and they said that, we are going to be comparing this to something like, an IIM, the IIMs that they do the 2-year programs. We're going to be comparing this to that.
All right. So in terms of teaching, instruction, pedagogy, content, curriculum, you can be assured that it will be really on par with the very best in the world because ISB has tie-ups with Wharton and Kellogg and LBS and whatnot. So I guarantee that. Yes, it will cram a lot of stuff that used to be in 2 years probably in the time that you have. So that is one. Industry has generally been pretty receptive to ISB. I mean, placements always fluctuate. Even IM, some IM's placements are pretty pathetic and some are great. So it here also, let's say the top 20% to 30% should do well from the batch, should do really well. And everywhere, I mean, even if you go to IMA, the bottom 20 never get what they want, even from IMA in India. In this is the situation abroad as well. So if you excel, if you try to do the very best, if you excel in the course, you can surely expect. But that is question number two. You may preserve this score and you may apply only to the regular program of any school in India or abroad. I think go for the exam first, get one barrier out of the way, and then I think
Yeah.
it's a better way to go for it.
Yeah.
Predicting what has never happened so far is as good as, I mean, your guess will be as good as mine. I guarantee I will not be able to give you a definitive, conclusive answer here. All right. Yeah.
Understood, sir. Thank you so much for your advice, sir. I'll get in touch with Richa.
Right.
And yeah, have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Right. Yes. Okay. The next person, please introduce yourself. It says guest. And please, let's continue. Boli.
Yeah. Hi, sir. This is Rohan here. I
Rohan.
actually have several questions regarding my profile plus different issues. So, like coming back to my profile, I have completed my bachelor's in microbiology from Techno India University, followed by my master's in biotechnology from VIT Vellore. And I've recently completed my master's, and that was the previous year. Post that, I've started working as a medical scribe. So I'm currently working night shifts. So that has been an issue for me as well, like cooperating with all the different issues and managing my studies. So coming back to my profile evaluation, sir, I would really like to know how well my profile stands. I know you've discussed about the profile section in the throughout the session.
No, I have not really. I mean, we'll have to talk to you more individually. I am not a profile expert per se in my team. I know that these profiles got in, but I do not know the nuances of how we turn it around, what will be a disadvantage, what will be an advantage. So please, we will connect you to our teammates. I think those people are better equipped. And if we have to connect you to the expert, that also we will see in case the question is for the expert. So if this is profile related, I think we will really answer it in length, and you'll connect with one of the right people, and then we will be able to speak. This is
Oh,
not my domain in which I am absolutely certain I'll give the best possible advice. I don't know exactly how to turn it around, what story to tell, how many years. I mean, there are quite a few tweaks in this. So that's not my area. My area is predominantly GMAT and JRE. So go for it, and we will connect you to the right person soon.
okay, sir. So coming back to my second question, sir. Uh, like I've been working night shifts, so like managing time is has been an issue for me. But I started my preparation for GMAT from August onwards, and like I have taken classes of Magush, the self-paced ones. I've taken classes. I've given mocks. The recent mock that I gave, I got a score of 535 to 545. I didn't like exceed it, and like the only major concern is like my GMAT is scheduled on the 16th of this month.
Okay.
And like on the basis of my current scores, I am pretty sure, not being a pessimistic mindset, but I'm pretty sure that I won't be getting my dream score.
Right.
So like according to that, sir, I am really confused, like whether should I take self-paced classes or the live classes, and like
I think you should take live because your foundation is definitely not in place. And self-paced will be suitable for someone who wants a quick, accelerated, focused effort that, okay, I have to improve this area. I know my problems. If you're in the early 500s, I mean, the below 550 kind of range, in that case, I will suggest. The only problem is you have night shifts, so maybe you can work with the recordings. Or if you go for the self-paced course, don't be selective about it. कि अरे मुझे आरसी तो आता है मैं ये छोड़ देता हूँ मुझे मेरे को ये तो आप ऐसे स्टार्ट करो जैसे आपको नहीं आता कुछ क्योंकि वो स्कोर तो कई लोगों का बगैर पढ़े भी आ जाता है जो आपने बोला डोंट माइंड माई वर्ड्स कई लोग तो स्टार्ट ही 550 प्लस से करते हैं ना वो तो 565 585 उनका बिगिनिंग स्कोर होता है बगैर पढ़े तो ये आपको मानना पड़ेगा कि अभी कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़े गैप्स होंगे आप और वो गैप्स तब नहीं एड्रेस हो सकते जब आप हरी में हो कि नहीं मुझे तो 10 दिन में देना है मुझे तो ये आता है आप ये उम्मीद करो कि आप पूरा पढ़ोगे अच्छे से नाइट और डे का क्या है सेल्फ पेज में तो जब टाइम मिले तब पढ़ सकते हो आप लाइव में अगर आप अटेंड नहीं कर सकते तो उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगी पर वो फिर कोई फायदा नहीं है अगर आप अटेंड ही नहीं कर रहे हो तो देयर इज नो पॉइंट सो आई सजेस्ट अभी तो दो अब 10 दिन वाला अटेम्प्ट जो है आपको 10 दिन में 5 दिन में ही आपने बोला ओके तो वो अटेम्प्ट तो दीजिए उसके बाद if you believe that there's no point really hoping much in that case maybe 15th ke baad you can get started but please don't get started thinking I'm already at a level that will be a big mistake live or self-paced decide based on whether you will be actually able to attend or not self-paced or live will not make any difference for you दोनों ही करना पड़ेगा डिटेल में शुरू से आखिरी तक आपको all right चलिए
okay, sir. Thank you for your time.
yes okay quite some time Tushit has been waiting बोलिए Tushit yes are you there Tushit please yes
Hi, am I audible, sir?
yes बोलिए yes
Thank you, sir, for the great session. And I just wanted to brief about myself. I belong from the hospitality background, and it's been a quite experience for me, like 5+ experience, 5+ years for me. And I've started like my preparation, if you say, was I started like last year,
Can you just check your
but
mic, Tushit? I'm not very clear with your voice. Please, can you just
okay.
check?
Yeah. Is it fine now?
Yeah, much better. Yes.
Yes. So I'm saying that I belong from the hospitality background, and I have a work experience of 5+ years.
Hmm.
And it's been like more than an year for me preparing for the GMAT. It's like on and off for me. So the discipline and the consistency is the issue. Considering the hospitality background, the timings and everything are very random. It's not a paced thing for me work-wise.
Is there any
And
subject area that you struggle with? Like anything in particular you really struggle with? So,
in terms of preparation,
RC, CR, Quant,
yeah.
DI,
So the
AS,
DI thing, the DI is really a struggle for me in terms of the length and finishing it or completing the questions within the time frame. And the RC is also a struggle for me. Quants is not that difficult for me per se. And the only issue I face is that the consistency of preparation and getting that hang of number of committed days or hours to complete the thing.
Okay, I think I will not suggest the ISB YL batch, no matter what your age. Please go for,
Yes.
don't even go for self-paced in that case. Go for a regular weekend classes. तो 5 दिन आपको पढ़ने का टाइम मिलेगा. सैटरडे संडे को तो टाइम निकालना ही पड़ेगा. मैं नहीं कर सकता उसके लिए कुछ क्लासेस.
Mm-hmm.
और इरेटिक का मतलब नहीं कि पढ़ नहीं सकते ना. मान लो आपका टाइम है कि सम 10 hours you're working, some days you are late. Still find those three hours to study every day. Okay, there is no way I can promise otherwise because our course is dependent on some effort every day. So do not
Right.
join the YL batch because the YL batch will be too much for you because it is 3 or 4 days a week and you may not be able to cope with it. You need some
Right.
flexibility time. Monday to Friday पढ़ने का निकालो. We will give you a plan. Saturday Sunday attend करो and don't be in a hurry. It will take you 3 months आराम से. अभी तो आप है ही नहीं उस स्टेज पर. तो अभी आपको लगता है कि नहीं मैं 1 महीने में कर लूँ या पता नहीं आपका क्या प्लान है. But I
No,
am
it's not that. I mean, since my experience is also 5+ years, it's not that I'm in a hurry or something. But the thing is, consistency is the key. I start a preparation 1 or 2 months. I manage somehow because the shift goes on, the work goes on for like more than 12 hours, 14 hours a shift. Still, but then due to something, the
I
preparation
get it.
gets a
So it's a
gap, a
very
break.
frustrating thing when it gets derailed. Then the self-paced course is definitely a strict no-no. Even ISB YL batch will be very taxing for you. Go for live instruction and just start believing that no, it's not that I'm already good at some things. Let me learn. Let me learn even how to think it. So RC, let's say, is weak, but you've been exposed to RC, you'll feel okay. I mean, some amount of some change is required. Certain
Right.
things when you are in, let's say, 500s kind of score, you need a very fundamental level shift. So be open to 100 out of 100 things I say or we say because it's sometimes a very big challenge for people to let go of what they've studied. Another thing,
Mm-hmm.
बाकी आप कुछ भी अटेंड करते हैं मगूश का कोर्स वो इफेक्टिव ही नहीं है कहीं पर भी. मतलब मैं किसी के लिए डायरेक्टली नहीं बोल रहा हूँ बट वो कोर्स इज डिजाइंड फॉर पीपल हु आर नॉट वेरी हाई स्कोरिंग एस्पिरेंट्स. मतलब उनके लिए ये नहीं कि 715 से नीचे आया तो मतलब वो मेरा है. इन वो कोर्स में एक
Mm-hmm.
प्रॉब्लम है कि आपको मिड लेवल पे जो ओजी लेवल उस लेवल पे सब पढ़ा देंगे कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर कर देंगे बट
No, I did not join the Magoosh one.
yeah,
I did not join the.
okay, I'm so sorry, so sorry. Okay, so like concepts are clear but I can't attack a new problem under time pressure is everybody's problem. Okay, so
So 5+ years of experience, I just wanted to ask one another thing which was coming up to my mind.
yeah.
Will it be a great idea to have I mean, like a gap in terms of the career professional experience and take a prep for like 2, 3 months and then continue back with the maybe the career back and build up the profile and application. So will it affect the application process?
Okay. So if you have 5+ years of work, a bit of gap does not really matter. But if it's a sabbatical, it's even better. If you show कि मैंने जॉब छोड़ी फिर मैंने 3 महीने कुछ नहीं किया फिर मैंने नई जॉब ली, there is a minor red flag, but not really. But 5+ years, it's completely fine. But you have to talk to your recommenders because a new job, if you pick up, if they are very fresh, those recommendations have very little weight. Less than 6 months से आपको कोई जानता है, then it's easy. So you have to ask your previous recommenders that they continue to support you whenever you apply. That's an important consideration. और
Okay.
मिनिमम 6 months ऑफ इन लेट्स से आपका होना चाहिए इंटरेक्शन, तभी जाके वो वैलिड माना जाता है। ठीक है।
So experience, I mean, the recommendation is not an issue. My previous organization plus the college
Okay,
and
in that
everything
case, three
would
months
be,
of
yeah.
3 months of either sabbatical or I don't know, quitting is the right thing for you. But sabbatical अगर मिल जाए तो बहुत अच्छा। Quit करना फिर वो job ढूंढना, I'm not sure what your dynamics are, but yeah, if you can afford to do that, definitely it will give you a boost.
No, so the job finding part is not a hassle for me. It's not a thing I wonder and I get scared of. But the thing is that I was scared about having this, I mean, number of years
No,
of
no, these
experience, five
schools
plus,
will
and
have
then
no
taking a
problem.
break.
These schools will not have any, because 5 years के बाद तो there are people who take breaks only to travel, एक साल का उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। These schools are and it's not a 1 year work ex and then you took break, that is a problem. But 5 years के बाद तो there are so many people who take a break. Two conditions, as I said, LOR का देख लेना, बात कर लिया आपने पहले ही
Yes.
बताया। और दूसरा चीज वो तो पर्सनल मैटर है कि आप छोड़ रहे हो तो आपका रिस्क फैक्टर वो देख लीजिए। बट बहुत सही रहेगा 3 महीने अगर डेडिकेटेड एक ही चीज पे दे दिए तो आप इम्प्रूव तो कर जाओगे, उसमें मुझे कोई डाउट। ठीक है।
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, yes, Dikshit. Let's. Okay, there is Raman here. Please tell me.
Hello, Sandeep. My question is, I'm targeting round 2 of HSW, and my preparation has been erratic so far. What is the best strategy? What do you advise?
What is your mock score, if you have any?
I don't have a mock score yet.
Difficult to say because obviously you'll have to write the exam in maybe in the next 35-40 days. How much time will you have every day per day to
There's no limitation. I just have a few personal clients. Other than that,
All right.
I can spend
And
it.
what is the weakest area? If you
I'd
will.
say probably RC.
Okay, I will suggest please write a mock test. Share the score with us. We
The
will
MBA.com mock test or
MBA.com first mock test is good enough. You just write. If you have not written ever, just write the first mock test. Share your score with us. Then we will have to see कि मैं आपको बहुत realistic feedback दूंगा कि यार आपका सच में 35-40 days में whether you can actually do this or not. I'll have to tell you very realistically. But if you have all the time as you're claiming, in that case, why is the consistency not there? Ask yourself, are you a person who is not sticking to a schedule or whatever? But we will then get into the nitty gritty of how you should utilize these days. And then you'll have to also think that if you're talking about HSW, their applications are pretty detailed and mean they require a lot of thought process. So are you going to do it in parallel? Maybe every day you can start thinking right from now 1 or 2 hours about that, remaining time the GMAT. It's a steep challenge you're taking up, but it's not an impossible one, let me say. It's definitely a bit steep, according to me, and not at all impossible. If you have 35-40 days of full day preparation, you can turn it around depending on your first mock score. If your mock score is extremely disappointing, we'll have to get into the reasons what could have been a reasonable mock score today. But just share that with us. We will be able to guide. Definitely share that with us. The email ID was shared already. It is info@top1%.com. We can even assign a faculty member to look into it if required. We will see. As of now, I can't commit yes or no until I see some data. Okay, I hope you understand. As an instructor, I don't want to commit or overcommit something unless I know the facts.
So how can I prepare 1 to 2 hours a day for the application?
You have to either take the help of a consultant, which HSW, I think nobody likes to apply alone. There is no way because there's so much nuance in it, so much nuance in it. We can also
So M7, I'll apply to 7 colleges.
yeah. So M7 also, they're almost the same level. Like some days Booth is ranked way ahead of Harvard and Columbia is ranked ahead. So it's like that. My thing is, if you're going for M7 and if you have limited time, then doing it all by yourself is difficult. And if you're doing 7 colleges for round 2, I think it's a very steep challenge. I just thought 3 colleges because there's a lot of work there also. But you got to start. Share your mock score. Let me not comment right now. I'll be honest with you. आप बताइए क्या है और फिर बात करते हैं इसके ऊपर, ठीक है?
Because most of the application companies, even for your company, you would require the actual GMAT score. before we can even start the application process. And as far as 7 colleges are concerned, I think once 50% is done, the rest of it is quite common. You just have to tweak it here and there.
I know. So that is the point. First two, let's say, schools will require the maximum work, but
Right.
that means that itself is a lot of work. So we
Mhm.
will have to, okay, I'll connect you to the admissions consultant also, someone who guides for M7 जो हमारा ही teammate है. But वो सब बाद में आप मुझे पहले स्कोर दिखाइए. उसके पहले मैं नहीं कमिट करूंगा यार. आपका जो सिचुएशन है वो बहुत स्टीप है इसमें. I mean, it's really something that let me just see. Maybe you are already in the 600s. We can definitely say that, okay, you can push it to 695, which is a decent score for these, unless you're looking for scholarships. And so we'll give you very pragmatic advice, but as of now, I don't want to commit. Just give me a mock
One last question.
Right.
What is the difference in 735 and 805
No
for
difference.
scholarships?
No, nothing. It's at 715 versus 775 or 795 also. There will be no difference. Schools are not finicky about the GMAT beyond the 99th percentile. You actually belong to the top 1% of test takers, so that's good enough for them. It's not really. But yeah, below that, they somehow feel that you've not really performed as well as you should have. So that is one of the major criteria, and they will have to go with it. I don't think, I mean, I've never seen 715 के ऊपर कोई problem है. बिल्कुल भी
Thank you. Thank you for the session.
नहीं. Right. All right, Raman. So let's see. Okay, please introduce yourself. One plus.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, sir, I'm Ashita and I'm a qualified chartered accountant and having work experience of around 3 years.
Right.
So, my only concern is regarding the undergrad percentages because in CAs, we really don't get that CGPAs as people in colleges or engineering colleges do. And the other thing is, because I switched towns to pursue my articleship in one of the big fours, even my BCom is that distance one. So would
BCom is
that be
what? Sorry, BCom is what?
it's from IGNU because
Okay,
institute
that's
has
fine.
a
That's no problem.
institute has a tie-up with for the CA students who shift cities because of articleship.
I know. I get it. Okay, so what is the question? Only
So
BCom?
so would this be a hindrance because firstly it's not a regular college and secondly no good CGPAs also.
All right. We have had people from this background, like a lot of them. This has never been a concern, not even for one person, because a CA is just a CA and they really don't differentiate too much with this. Number one, and the college anyway doesn't matter. College का तो नाम भी matter नहीं करता, frankly, कहीं से भी हो.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you because I have had people from all kinds of colleges, all kinds. And CA just will mean CA. It will not. The accompanying college for your BCom will just cease to matter. Okay. When you say CA, do you think that what would be, let's say, अगर हम 4 के scale पे convert करते हैं, GPA कितना होगा आपका? Do you have an idea? Like, what would be that scale right now? Some percentage you can give me, like bottom.
Sir, I can like tell you my BCom percentage was I think 64 around because IGNU really doesn't give you
No,
much
that's fine.
percentage.
BCom percentage उतना नहीं. अगर chartered accountancy में भी कोई ऐसा ranking वगैरह तो आपको देना नहीं पड़ेगा. You are a qualified CA, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. How many years of work ex would you be able to showcase when you apply?
Yeah, sure. So currently I'm in Nomura with around a year and previously 2 years approx I was in for one of the private equity fund houses. And I have articleship from Big Fours, but I think those 3 years don't count as work ex. So I think I can let that go.
No, they don't count means they don't count in technical quantity of work ex, but they do qualitatively, they will definitely count. So my answer to that is these things will not matter because you have a profile and the work ex also is very crucial. Like the profile is automatically good, so no problem. Just that
Okay.
you have to put your head down and study and don't think 2025 is possible. I mean, just don't think.
Yeah.
You have to think 2026. As many of our students have done, M7 is really the target for a profile like yours. And they've really prepared for 3-4 months solid preparation and right
Okay.
from the beginning they've taken the right kind of course, nothing accelerated, nothing, and they just put their head down and got the score first. And anyway you'll be applying next year sometime in August, so you have time as well. But get your score not in July, get your score by March in any case. Okay? That gives you some leeway to think as well.
Okay. Sir, actually, one of the thing is like I work in a UK shift. So like my shift starts at 1 and then it just ends up by 10, 11. So it's okay if I take up the self-paced batch also.
Self-paced is okay because I think you'll have the discipline. CA लोगों का एक problem नहीं होता है, मैंने देखा, वो पढ़ लेते हैं नया,
Okay.
तो ठीक है, उसमें कोई problem नहीं. और self-paced is equally effective. It's just that sometimes discipline is an issue. Or you can join the weekend live course if you take the longer version. Weekend is the regular version, in fact. ये हम short version ISB वाला कर. Don't join the ISB while batch. Either join the regular live batch in which 5 days you'll study on your own with a plan and 2 days there are classes. Or you take the self-paced course. Both are equally effective. For a disciplined person, there is no difference.
Okay. And sir, last question is because like I didn't have any regular college, so I don't have things like participation in any debating societies or working in NGOs or presidents
बता
of any
बिल्कुल
clubs
आपको,
or
इंडिया में आधे से लोगों के पास कुछ नहीं होता, सब अपने आप में busy। पर वो आपको ready होना पड़ेगा that you can really showcase something which, I mean, there are people who have fake websites and they claim entrepreneurship, or that's how colleges are also able to accept. So
Okay.
there are people who prepared for UPSC for 4 years and they show work ex. No, 4 years they didn't do anything, they didn't earn, they showcase. But there are ways and means to achieve that, which I am not aware of, only my consultant will be. So that is something that
Okay.
can definitely be bridged. Definitely be bridged. Absolutely no problem. वहाँ पे one has to be willing to experiment and really showcase the right things that a school looks for. Don't think it's not there, so I can't make it. That's not the right way to approach. Schools also know that you are bluffing, you are selling. They still are okay. Because कोई
Okay.
certificate नहीं मांगता, कोई कुछ नहीं मांगता. It is just about selling and confidence. Eventually वही है. B school में तो if you are not selling your candidature, you are not welcome also. So don't worry. I've
Yeah.
seen all the kinds of people who come even with 5 years of gaps and they did nothing, no extracurriculars, and their profile looks as if इससे अच्छा entrepreneur तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं आज तक, ऐसा फील होता है. हाँ,
Okay.
कोई बात, उसकी फिक्र नहीं करने का. अभी आप बस प्रेप करो अच्छे से और मार्च तक एग्जाम दे दो, तो फिर वी विल हैव टाइम. And then if you are really planning the M7 type schools, which I think you will, in that
Yeah.
really very meticulously, you'll have to think about your career goals, how I want to showcase this, which story from my past. So there's a lot of deliberation around it as well. Okay. So देखते हैं उसके. Just
Okay.
mark that score लेके. चलो.
Yeah. Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Please introduce yourself. Your name reads Lenovo, so please go ahead. I don't think he or she is there, so I'll.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, बोलिए.
So am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please speak.
Yes, yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I am Manoranjan.
बोलिए, please, Anuranjan. Go ahead and talk.
Sir, few months back, I have contact with you and your colleague also to take a GMAT course, absolutely online course. But in the meanwhile, I have not taken that. But suddenly, I have decided to take online GMAT courses from you. So, a lot of questions I have raised in my mind and some issues I have faced right now. So, first of all,
Who was your facilitator? तो किससे बात कर रहे थे आप अभी तक? Who was the person?
uh,
I mean, who onboarded you and someone who was the first point of contact?
actually, I forgot the name of
No
that.
problem. That's okay.
I think Natasha ma'am, I think so.
Okay, no problem.
Uh,
So, what is your question to me? बताइए.
Sir, actually, sir, I have three questions to you. Questions number one, actually, sir, I have a low GPA, and um, actually, I am having from arts background, and I have completed MA in 2000 and 2016 with a 55% marks and having 6+ years of work experience. Right
So
now,
I want to understand, Anuranjan, what is your motivation to do the GMAT and MBA? Because that is something that has to be clear to you. It's something that is not your kind of profile. People will generally not go for the GMAT. So I hope it's a very well thought out decision for you.
actually, sir, I am looking for full time 2 years MBA in USA. After completed my masters. Then I have completed BBA from University of Poland with a 60%. Sir, so my questions to you that actually, sir, low GPA can affect me to get into top years MBA B school.
Okay, it depends on which type of programs you're applying. If it is top 10 or top 15 American programs, it will affect because
Uh,
you're also from arts background, humanities. तो वहाँ पे math का उनको नहीं देखने को मिलेगा कुछ भी आप. So yes, that will be. But if you're applying to top 50, let's say rank number 16 to 50, maybe there is a chance. Definitely. In that case, आप top 10 या top 15 में मत उम्मीद कीजिए, बहुत मुश्किल होगा आपके लिए. Or you have to offset in your GMAT also, like a really good score in the quant section, then maybe it can be offset. Yes, and बोलिए क्या बात करना है आपको?
Sir, if I get a good GMAT score like 715, sir, after that it can
You
be
have to
possible.
get a good score in math, not
Yes.
in verbal alone. If math में आपका अच्छा score नहीं आएगा, तो chances in top 15 disappear. After that, it anyway doesn't matter. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You have to get a good score, but depending on which school you're applying, their average may be much lower, much lower. It's okay. Top 15, though, it is, I strictly feel it may not work out. So don't really give yourself hopes for like a really, really outstanding college. वो नहीं होगा आपका. Top 15, I don't think.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Abhinav, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thank you for the session. I'm looking for MPP and MPA program. Like I was like a bit confused that few schools were like giving waiver for the GMAT and few schools were required for the GMAT. And I don't know what's the score range of the GMAT that required for getting into the
Are
MPA
you
and
looking at MPP only or MBA MPP? I mean, there
no,
are
no,
two.
MPP.
Okay. So the GMAT requirement is a little lower side on that. I think 655 is a decent score for this. Which schools are you looking at? Columbia, or what is the school you're looking at? I mean, which?
Yeah, firstly, I prefer Columbia, University of Michigan, and Harvard, Stanford, and the top schools of public policy.
Right. So the requirement of GMAT or GRE also is equally fine in this. GMAT, GRE दोनों चल जाता है. MPP में there is no compulsory GMAT or GRE. I think GMAT score anywhere above 55, 665 is competitive. That's the range I'll peg it at. GRE somewhere in the mid 320s.
Like for getting a scholarship, is it required?
No,
Like
scholarship के लिए you need higher score. I was only talking about admission. If you want scholarship, nothing below 715. Okay, no college, because these are also very prestigious programs. Around the world, people want to go there from around the world. Really top quality crowd. But yeah, their GMAT is not their first requirement. If you don't want a scholarship, then profile becomes more important. Anyone wanting a scholarship, 715 is your target. GRE है तो 333, 334 will be your target, which is very, very good. Anyway, go for GMAT. It will keep your options open for other programs also. But yes, no scholarship. I think 655, 665 is the opening. Not saying for Harvard, Stanford. I'm saying particularly for Columbia. Yeah, and 715 is the target you'll have to keep.
and one more question, sir. Like for the joint and dual degrees, like a few schools were not offering scholarships. If you take any joint degree or dual degree from other school, collaborating with this school.
Yeah, I mean, that you'll have to see. We can't change the rules. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. And this does not come under my purview because this is my admissions team's job. So not something that I can answer. Actually, मेरे को knowledge ही नहीं है मुझे उसका. तो ये वाला चीज तो कि कोई स्कॉलरशिप मिलेगा या नहीं जॉइंट डिग्री में, ये सब मुझे पता नहीं है आज. So please, we'll see. We can connect you later on. अभी तो you focus on the exam right now.
Yes,
If you
yes.
want to prepare, just focus on the exam. And all the options that we have, if you want to go ahead, I think my team will give you those options.
Like one more last question. Like I only have 1 year of experience in IPAC. If you have heard about that political action committee. 1 year of experience. 2020 is a graduate from chemistry. course, chemistry course. So that will affect anything for that? Like even if I score good marks in GMAT, is it enough?
No, no, not really. But your profile overall will matter. If you've done some presentations, if you've done written something, if you have a blog, if you have views somewhere, and if you have a recommendation of that sort, if you have done some paper presentation, some research, all that really comes in handy. हमारा एक स्टूडेंट अभी पिछले साल हार्वर्ड्स एमपीपी में सिलेक्ट हुआ था. हिज नेम वाज अंशुल समथिंग. वो आई थिंक विल फिगर आउट. अंशुल ही नाम था. तो बहुत सारे लोग जाते हैं, बट हाँ एकदम ब्लैंक टाइप का प्रोफाइल कि बस मेरे पास तो अंडरग्रेड है, एक 1 ईयर का वर्क है, तो वहाँ नहीं चलता है. वो बहुत नीच प्रोग्राम्स है which will require you to showcase a holistic profile. That's why I'm suggesting keep it combined with MBA, which is more probability overall. MPP is not a program that we will say कि बहुत ही, I think, yeah. So
One last question: that what your recommendation like for the MPA and MPP, which school would be better?
no, right now I'm not an expert on that. We'll have to connect you to the right admissions expert. I'm genuinely, मैं चाहता भी हूँ, but मुझे नहीं पता इसके बारे में. So we'll have to connect you to the right person. Yes, this is Anshul Agarwal, who went to Harvard Kennedy. Natasha has shared. तो बहुत लोग जाते हैं हमारे यहाँ से, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Just that I don't have the information for this. My knowledge of my sphere of knowledge is only GMAT predominantly. Other things I don't claim any knowledge of. So we'll connect you to the right people if you want more guidance. All right,
Thank,
Abhin.
thank
My
you, sir.
answer is, first of all, please focus on the exam, and
Yes.
with clarity you will have as you go along. Right now you will not have this clarity. चाहे कितनी बात कर लो, आपको हर कोई फाइनल जवाब देगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि प्रोग्राम ही इतना नीश. तो just take care. All right? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, Venkata, please, can you speak?
Sir, very good afternoon. Sir, I have a few questions with respect to GMAT scores with finance and niche programs.
Right.
And I have come across one of the program called Sustainability Management at Yale. And IMD, St. Gallen, we have some master programs.
Right. We do, yes.
Yeah, for these, how finance, till now we have discussed only general aspects of management courses, not the specializations, and how GMAT is going to help in that.
So the GMAT is a requirement for sure, but GMAT is not the decider in these cases. You need a minimum score, let's say, of 655, 645. After that, what they need, you'll have to really qualify for those requirements. Once again, not something that I'm very proficient with, because this is a question for admissions. If we have knowledge about it, if some people have gone to these programs, I think they have through us. We will connect you through their results, that these are the people you can connect with, or we can get you to talk to someone. Yeah.
And even at Harvard and Stanford, you can see even the dual programs. They're combining MBA with some healthcare and other some finance and some policy management like
That's
that.
right. But you anyway will have to find out whether you are the best fit or not. How many years of work do they normally have profile wise? But yeah, the very first step is the GMAT. I can really tell you about the exam, and my teammates who are in the admissions team can help you with the remaining information. ये मुझे पता ही नहीं है.
Yeah, my question is with respect to score, even for these type of courses, is it 715, 720? Why? Because they are like very top.
If you want a scholarship, yes. If you don't want a scholarship, then probably 685 is the minimum you are looking at. Not for those finance courses. Even Harvard joint programs or any top school joint programs, we are looking at 685 as the absolute minimum benchmark. And beyond that, if you want a little bit of scholarship also, 750.
So one last thing, these days I'm seeing advertisements from Babson College, like FWO, there is no need of GMAT and all. To what extent we can judge it?
और कोलंबिया के लोगों को स्ट्रगल हो रहा है, आईएसबी के लोगों को जॉब लेने में स्ट्रगल हो रहा है. डू यू थिंक एनी प्रोग्राम दैट इज वेविंग ऑफ दैट टू बैप्सन लेवल, which is just not a good enough program, and they take very inferior quality students also. So I have to tell you, no, it is not going to work, because it's an uncertain sort of economy, and that program's focus earlier only was entrepreneurship, not job. So I will strongly advise against it. You may apply to it, but it's not something. Anything that waves off your GMAT is, or GRE.
Okay.
what is the purpose? They are not getting the highest good quality candidates. That's why they have to lower the requirement. So definitely no. But if you want to consider, you
No,
would.
no, sir. The reason why I'm asking this is I just want to hear from you, an industry person from you. That's
No, absolutely no. I will say, I mean, I did not say anything wrong with St. Gallen's program or others. I didn't, IMD, I did not say. But this is genuinely not a program that you should even consider. Okay,
so. One last thing for the profile evaluation, as you said, I'm not right person. Who could be the right person to connect?
yeah, please text Natasha. We'll figure out who is the best person on the team who knows about your programs. Just
Profile.
share it in detail. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thanks so much.
Right, Venkat. Yeah. Bye bye. Yes, मुस्कान आप 1.5 घंटे से वेट कर रहे हैं बोलिए प्लीज.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, I had spoken with you last year, in fact, on call, if you remember. This was around June last year. I was a part of your live batch, and you had mentioned once that, hey, I have sort of like a vision for you in the sense that I know what you could do in your future, but you did not tell me what it was. But anyway, we did not connect after that. One question was, if I need to connect with you personally, how do I get in touch with you? If at all I wanted to connect specifically with you.
Right. I'll tell you. So we have our doubts ID. Just address it to me and share all your details, number, etc. I think I'll get back, but you give me the references, give me a reminder that this is the context.
Sure.
Generally, because it is accessed by many people, so then anybody else will reply unless you give me the whole context. And we can definitely connect in some way. We will be able to. Okay.
Definitely.
This is
And the
something
other
that will have to
question,
be addressed over a call maybe or something, because over a longer duration. So I'll see what best
right.
schedule something over Zoom.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
And the second question was that I have currently kept my study abroad plans on hold because of a lot of personal issues at home, all of that, like a lot of things coming up in the coming year. So I decided, although I gave my GMAT, I did not ace it, but I have decided that let me take out time specifically in the coming year and once and for all be done with a good score, and then in the next 2 years let me decide when at, as in whether I apply next year or the year after that once I have my score in hand. Because earlier what had happened, this is last year, that I was again short on time, so I was studying for my GMAT, also working on my application, and did not go well for me. So this time I've decided, let me first get GMAT out of the way. So I wanted to know if there are any upcoming batches starting in the month of Jan or maybe Feb, and how do I go about my preparation? I want to literally start from the basics. I don't want to have this thing in my head that, oh, I know things. I want to start everything from the basics, and this time I want to be seriously committed to acing the GMAT and getting it out of the way once and for all, because I've given it a substantial amount of time now. It's been quite over a year, maybe 2 years that I've been seriously preparing for it. And I really want to be done with it. And obviously, I really want to connect with you on a personal level also. So
I
I'll
will
write you
do
an email.
because the GMAT, you can ask my teammates what we are starting when, whatever Jan, maybe we don't know the dates right now, but maybe November or December, it will be equally effective. You want to start in Jan, fine. Right now, just keep the information with you, so we will be able to help. For the other thing that you want to talk about, let's see. Let me just read the email you'll send. We'll connect in some way.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much.
Right.
Have a nice day. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Okay. Jay, Oli, please.
Hey, hi, sir. Thank you for the session.
Right. Thank you. Please
Hi.
go.
So, yep. So I'm actually 24 years old now, and I have, sorry, yep, I have around 3.5 years of work experience at JP Morgan Chase in corporate IB. I actually started studying for the GMAT this year itself in like July and August types. And I definitely finished the portion and gave a few mocks, and my highest was in like the early 500s. And again, the entire process got me very overwhelmed and not seeing the scores. And I was actually aiming for ISB, and I was going to take my.
First of all, you have to tell me
Mhm.
real प्रॉब्लम क्या है
Yeah,
आपको। ये मेरे को समझ आया कि ये सब तो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है आपकी, कुछ और है।
yeah.
जैसे पढ़ ही नहीं पाते हो, या माइंड में कुछ और चल रहा है, या डिस्ट्रैक्टेड हो,
Night shift,
लाइफ
ऐसा. Night
लाइफ
shift.
हाँ, नाइट शिफ्ट कैन नॉट बी द ओनली रीजन। ट्रस्ट में, आप
Yeah.
बताइए कि आपकी रियल प्रॉब्लम क्या है, और वी विल देन कनेक्ट विथ यू। बिकॉज ये जो लग रहा है ना कि आप पूरी कहानी बता ही नहीं रहे हो, ऐसा लग रहा है, which is
Mm-hmm.
not the best way to go about it when you want consultation of some kind.
Right,
It
right,
is
sir.
very evident, मतलब मेरे को पहली लाइन में ही समझ में आ गई कि कुछ आप छुपा रहे हो भी। तो आपकी अप्रोच टू स्टडी में भी गलत हो सकती है, आपके
Right.
ओवरवेलमिंग क्यों लगना चाहिए कंटेंट,
Yeah, because
कॉन्सेप्ट
I
आपने।
was right, sir. So I was actually, studying a lot. I definitely did not maintain any error log. I did not know the concept of error log till I saw videos on top 1% and other various, channels. What is the error log? And again, as I said, my work hours are erratic. I start at 4 in the evening and I finish at 1 in the morning. And I have, been doing this since 3.5 years. So it has definitely, paid a lot of, on my health also.
राइट,
And
देन वी विल डू वन थिंग इन दिस केस। सी, ये थोड़ा लंबा डिस्कशन होगा।
hmm,
मेरे
hmm.
किसी भी टीममेट से कनेक्ट करो।
I have been in touch with Richa already.
All right. They
Yeah.
will suggest the right program and the right guidance to you, but
Hmm.
you have to stick. Your situation may not be ideal. You work night shifts, all of that is fine, but the GMAT will not bother about your life or life story.
Right, sir.
The exam तो easy नहीं होगा ना आपके लिए भी।
Correct, correct.
तो बहुत practically बात कर रहा हूँ इसमें,
Mm-hmm.
ऐसा बुरा मानने के नहीं है कोई चीज।
Hmm.
But see, sometimes we also are in the give up mode many times, and नहीं
I
यार,
did, sir. I did.
that is not the way to
Mm-hmm.
confront any reality or confront a situation that demands that. So
Correct.
first ask yourself कि आज भी मैं तैयारी के लिए तैयार भी हूँ क्या? हो सकता है आपको अभी लगे कि यार मैं हूँ ही नहीं उस स्पेस में, जबरदस्ती मैंने बस सोच रखा है बार बार ये। मे बी यू गेट योर माइंड एंड शेड्यूल में भी ना आप 9 ही घंटे काम कर रहे हो, मान ली नहीं, क्या पता नहीं कितना आपने जैसे, तो उसके बाद भी तो टाइम मिलेगा ना। जो साइकिल है, आप 1 o'clock फ्री होते हो रात में तो भी यू विल गेट सम टाइम। पीपल गेट ओनली दैट मच टाइम, इतना ही
Hmm.
टाइम मिलता है लोगों को, कम ज्यादा नाइट डे वो सब नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं, बट ओवरऑल करीब कितना कमिटेड हो। और डर जाते हो कि चलो कुछ टफ आया, कुछ ओवरवेल्म हो गए, ऐसे नहीं चलता।
Correct.
Ask yourself a very honest question. How much do I want to do something bigger with my life? Not MBA वगैरह, क्या मैं committed हूँ? और
Hmm.
नहीं हो तो पहले अपना माइंड क्लीन करो, क्लियर करो। क्योंकि ऐसे नहीं चलता ना, ऐसे आधे अधूरे मन से कि मैं घबरा जाता हूँ। आई गेट रियली frustrated, overwhelmed, I get really like too much to do, too many things, concepts not clear, this that.
Yeah.
One more thing, don't blame anything on the night shift. I'm not saying your situation is ideal.
Right,
You want to make the most of it, that's it, that's the situation you have, you go with that situation. I
Okay.
can guarantee you can still get 3 to 4 hours if you want every single day. I know, मतलब निकाल सकते हो।
Mm-hmm.
नहीं करना है तो फिर तो बहुत सारी चीजें हो जाएंगी। एंड देन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग।
Yes, sir.
डोंट रिजल्ट्स टू मैजिकली कि 15 दिन में कुछ होता है, कुछ लोगों का, आपका नहीं होगा मतलब अभी नहीं है वहां पर।
Mm-hmm.
तो प्लीज क्लेंस द slate completely, start with a clean slate, talk to my teammates. If you want help with a clear mind, we will be able to help. मे बी यू कैन क्लियरली एक बार गोल सेट करो कि नहीं, मुझे 6 महीने, अगर 3 महीने जो भी है, मुझे डिविएट नहीं होना है लाइफ सिचुएशन से, नहीं होना है।
Right, right, right,
वो
right.
जो चीज है ना, क्योंकि अब मुझे भी अगर काम करना है तो मैं काम करता हूँ, मेरे को ये नहीं कि मेरा ये खराब है, ये चल रहा है, वो इट्स ओके। आई मीन यू वी वर्क, वी ऑल प्रोफेशनल्स, पीपल हु आर प्रोफेशनल्स इन सम वे, वी वर्क डिस्पाइट अ सिचुएशन, not because of it. You may not be liking a job, let's say at night, but you are still doing it every day in a way. So
Yeah.
that's the same attitude you have to bring to something you may not like, but please do it. Okay.
Right, sir.
Connect with us when you have a very clear mind space. We will be able to help. Help तो हमने इतने लोगों का किया है यार, results ही देखो। तो
Yes, sir.
बहुत
No, I've cleared my mindset. Like I am very keen on, I was very keen on going in for next year, but considering all the things that are happening
no
now,
problem. If
Mm-hmm.
you really feel you want to start right away with anything that suits your approach, your let's say environment, आपका जो scheduling है, self-paced, live, ये variant, वो सब
Mm-hmm. Also, one more thing I
answer.
wanted to ask, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So, since I told you, like, I have completed 3.5 years at JP, would it be ideal for me to put down my papers somewhere in February and serve a 2 month notice period and, have some time off to work on the applications, considering I am done with my GMAT by then?
But applications will be for 2025, you're thinking?
No, sir, 2026 then.
Then, yeah, I mean, you will anyway have time.
So, but
Sabbatical is a good idea. I mean, if they can give you some time off, it's good. If you really want to quit, then talk to a consultant. Talk to our consultant maybe. But quitting per se with less than 5 years of work ex,
okay,
they might see through it. We'll have
okay,
to create a story that I took a career break or I did something else. You really have to be open to some kind of manipulation here. More than
okay,
5 years, they don't bother too much. Okay.
okay, sir, okay,
Right. बट प्लीज क्लैरिटी अगर आ गई तो स्टार्ट कर दो इसी मोमेंट में फिर तो अगर इफ यू
right.
आर ऑलरेडी वेरी क्लियर
Mm-hmm.
और मे बी लाइफ सिचुएशन है या जो भी है आपकी या तो कीननेस नहीं थी उतनी या यू डिडंट हैव क्लैरिटी आई डू नॉट नो बट दिस टाइम प्लीज डोंट लेट इट स्लिप
Yes,
that
sir.
1 month I'll do 1 month I'll prep and then I'll slip out. No, it doesn't work. You don't feel good about your own self when you do this. Okay,
Yeah, right. So I
just
feel like I just gave it up, and then you don't feel good. You wanted to get the score back then, and then it does not come, so you feel sad.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, see
All
you.
right. Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, Fatima, so long you've been waiting. Really feel for you, bataiye.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Please tell me.
So first of all, thank you so much for taking out time and giving us this session. It really means a lot. I have been looking up to you, and I joined your live session in May when you started out, and I was very consistent with it, like to the extent that I would come back from work at 6, 7 o'clock and take a 2, 3 hour break and then study till from 10 to like 10 to 12, and then I would sleep for 2 hours and then wake up at 2 and then study for 2, 3 hours in the morning. uh, but very unfortunately situation turned this way that there were very unexpected things happened at my workplace, and I had left my job very recently and I'm starting a new one now in 20 days time. First of all, three questions that I have from you. Just the reason that I'm giving you a pre-context is because I'm well aware of how you have been teaching and your methods. I've been very well aware of it. And I'm very thankful to you for the Know the World videos. Amazing work. First of all, sir, you have recently just right now mentioned that, start with DI from the get-go, along with verbal and quant, right? I have been approaching the whole syllabus in a way that I would do verbal first and then quant first and then go for DI,
No,
right?
that doesn't mean you have to study DI or attempt DI. You have to understand how they're connected and keep doing combined questions. Let's say you're doing something in arithmetic. How DI exploits arithmetic. You are doing critical reasoning. How DI exploits critical reasoning. That is what I meant. So it's part of, let's say, the batch that we are starting. It is
Yeah.
part of that curriculum. It wasn't earlier. That's the feedback we improve on, and we
Okay.
improve our content. So now that I talk like that. It doesn't mean that you will have a disadvantage if you attended the sessions. That means anyway you will know. But yes, the new sessions that I'm coming up with, that wasn't the case in May anyway. That will always be combining verbal DI and quant DI in terms of how the same skill is applied in a DI problem. Well, like critical reasoning, weak and strength. Weak and strengthen, so many questions of weak and strengthen are asked in IR, which you might be knowing now, obviously. So how it is that at the same time I can ace both of them. So DI doesn't look like an unprepared section at the end. That's it. Yeah, go ahead now.
I think you've pretty much clarified my query that I had in mind. Second question that I have from you is that I'm working in the banking sector. I'm from Pakistan. First, let me tell you that. And I've been in the banking sector for the past 3.5 years now. And the thing is that more of my work was inclined towards equity research. And then I moved to the bond market, international bond market. And right now I'm working for the asset liability management side of the treasury for bank, right? So when you're applying for an application, do they see that there is a progression, that they want to see a progression in one certain role, or are they okay with the fact that one person has a diversity of roles within the one's department of a bank, or
I think
let's say?
both. There is no problem. I think both are equally good. And there are people who've done many, many things. They are equally welcome. There are people who've done one focused thing in a career. They are equally welcome. So they are open to diversity. They're open to concentrations. I don't think that has ever affected any result. Right?
Sir, last question. Feel however you want to answer. I'm sorry if it comes off a very silly question, because recently I've come across a situation and that really affected my GMAT prep, right? I- my question is, how do you really have that clarity of mind despite all the odds that are coming your way in life? Any peculiar situation comes your way,
We'll have to
you
connect
know.
separately, Fatima. It's difficult to
Yes.
really encapsulate that answer here.
Okay.
Maybe you can write to us, or on our standard ID we can see. But
Okay.
this is not a question I can entertain right now.
Okay. Okay, sir.
It really requires a perspective, so not something. But anyway, if you want to connect, we can see, we can find a way to connect that case.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry, but that is not something that I can answer in public here, because
Yeah,
I'll have
yeah,
to ask
definitely.
you a few questions, and we'll probably have to really delve a little deeper into some of the challenges you faced over time. We'll have to see.
Thank you, sir,
Not
so much. Thank you,
not
sir.
saying that I have an answer, but I'm just saying that we will have to discuss it separately. All right?
Okay. Okay. Okay,
Right.
sir. Thank you so much.
Right. Yeah, Aditya, please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Bataiye.
Thank you very much for the session and for all your patient responses to this whole host of queries.
आपकी क्या
So,
गलती है कि
sir,
आपने बाद में हाथ उठाने को मिला आपको? तो मुझे तो
Anji, I had
actually
actually spoken with Natasha, as in I had texted her, and then although she did give me some clarity on what I required, she asked me to take it up with you as well.
no
तो
problem.
इसीलिए
Go
फिर
ahead.
मैंने बाद में उठा लिया.
Sure.
So, sir, I have got a prior MBA already from India, all and a 2-year work ex after that. I am currently working. I want to stack up another 2 to 3 years before I do another MBA. So, which I want to do specifically either from Stanford, Harvard, or Wharton.
Right.
And so on that front, my question was, does a prior MBA, hinder your chances or impact your chances? To which Natasha, I think, shared with me links of a few students of yours who've gone on from
Exactly. Group
IIMCs
of
to.
at least a dozen of them right away. So we have IIM के बाद भी लोग second MBA करने गए हैं. They have been more than welcome. Because the business school will love people who already know something about business. So it's never a problem. In terms of acceptability, in fact, there's
Okay.
no problem at all. So, yeah. And we are
Okay, so
talking
I
about
wouldn't
Howard,
say
Stanford,
I give.
Wharton only. Yeah, so we are talking about these schools only. Specifically, Wharton, Stanford type schools, they have been very open. I do not have directly, I think, a result of Howard in this sense, second MBA. But I think I have results from every top school. Otherwise, Columbia I have everything.
Anupam
Kellogg
Lal.
I have. Anupam Lal is, yeah. So, but he wasn't a second MBA. He was just older, I think. Maybe. But yeah,
Okay.
Stanford second MBA after IIM, people have gone. Wharton, I didn't. Many people. Kellogg, many people. Columbia, many people. Booth, MIT, सब जगह पे second MBA में गए. एक जगह पे जो मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है, हो सकता है गए हूँ. That is Harvard. Harvard में regular selection तो बहुत है हमारे, बहुत है, मतलब बहुत सारे हैं सर. बट वो second MBA शायद नहीं थे. ओके, बताइए आदित्य फिर भी.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, okay. So, if it doesn't hinder my chances of a second MBA, is there? I can obviously use it. I can leverage a prior MBA. Like you said, they like these
Yes.
schools like somebody with knowledge. So I can leverage that and go ahead. Okay. So because that was a very big apprehension in my mind,
मैं
because
आपको नाम ही दे देता हूँ, कुछ लोगों के आप खुद ही सर्च कर लेना. अभी इस साल आई थिंक some Sinha, there was this girl who was from IIM Lucknow and went. They've been, so let's do one thing. We have 5 slides prepared on these people. I'll try to find a way to share those with you. ठीक है, तो आप उनका देख लेना, LinkedIn पे भी उनका actually हुआ है. You need that faith. You need that faith not from me, but that actually they are. Like imagine somebody working so well after 10 years of IIM, genuinely working internationally. Why would that person even want to leave that career and still go to Stanford? That is the point I'm trying to put across. So you will have that faith that yes, it is allowed also, it is definitely welcome, and that it is possible for people to really do this. And people are still taking that risk. ठीक है? चलिए, आता हूँ.
Done. Perfect. Thank you very much, sir.
Right, yeah. Siddharth, बोलिए please.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much, first of all, for the session. And I actually raised my hand quite late because I felt, okay, this is important to ask. May I just take your 2 minutes? So, sir, I've tried starting for the GMAT prep twice, and I've never been able to be consistent or full-fledgedly finish it.
Right.
But I've not wasted my time. So I've started, I did my BBA, got a very mediocre 6.4 kind of CGPA, did my postgrad in economics, got a 6.45 kind of CGPA. But right now I'm working in a PMS. And I've been, so on the work field, or let's say on other aspects, I've been, just trying to, so I loved what I do. So that's why I'm just engaging on that. I actually attended your sales session in Bangalore. Okay. And that has motivated me very much to just, gain as much value from the things that I'm doing and eventually try something on my own. And the way you have structured your product and your, let's say your brand, that motivates a lot that something like that can also be done. Right. So I just want to ask you, I'm still thinking of GMAT. I'm still onto it that I want to give it like a, full effort and not, like a lacked
Let's
effort.
compress your question because there is someone else on
Right.
this. I'm not saying I have a
Yes.
class actually.
Sure,
Immediately,
sure. So,
at 3
I just
o'clock, I
wanted
have
to ask.
another batch, so that's why. Yeah, go
Right,
ahead.
right. The way you understand my profile, for somebody like me, I know it will be difficult, but would you suggest, some schools would already be, discarded for me as potentials. So would you
Because
still
of
suggest,
GPA, you mean, or something? What is the reason? Why are you even saying this? Is it because of a GPA or profile?
yeah, GPA, sir.
No, not at all. I mean, I've been saying GPA is one of the components, but it is a weight, like a small weight. So if you excel in everything else, not at all. But yes, if everything else is also bad, your score is also not
Understood.
good enough, so then there is no
Yeah.
question about it.
I came from the perspective, something like Stanford would not be very much possible like that.
Okay, yeah, there is some merit to this, but we have had people with lower GPA also get in, and the chances
Okay.
are low because obviously, people who have not had good GPA, at least unless you demonstrate extraordinary competencies in all the other areas, it is difficult. Why would they want to take someone
Correct.
who they feel wasn't as sincere in college? There's a
Correct.
perception. It may not be right,
True,
may
true.
be right. तो सिद्धार्थ इसको
Understood.
करते हैं बाद में कभी और इस पे
Sure.
तो there is a long discussion we'll have to do. You
Thank you
can
so much, sir. No issues.
write to us and let's see when we find the time. Let's connect.
Done.
Right?
Done, sir. Thank you so much.
This is not something I can take up in detail here. Yeah. Right. Okay, Venkat, you'll have to keep it very short. I have a 3 o'clock class.
Yeah, sir. Sir, one last thing. I don't want to take much time. Sir, just to have some light on this, my cousin, he is a graduate from IIT Roorkee and then ISB passed out. The reality is, when he got placed in IIT Roorkee, his package was around like 38-40. When he came to ISB as a strategic management consultant, he is earning just 22.
Okay, see, there are many reasons for it.
Yeah.
Okay, because ISB's average is not 22, by the way. I can't get into that detail as to why that has
No. My question is it okay to consider 1 year program of ISB like in India or like 1 year programs in Europe? What one would you suggest?
You should consider Europe means not all of Europe, only INSEAD. That's the answer. If you really, really want to ace, or else you think about 2 year MBAs from M7. So ISB, it's not that I can answer this question exactly why this has happened. It has not happened for everyone. It's not true for everyone. Please understand. And there has to be some reason to it. Maybe the way he applied, maybe the interviews. I do not.
The reason being, considering both Mohali and Hyderabad campus, the student strength is like 1,000. Hardly 100 or 80 to 100 people are getting, some 35, 40 plus packages. Rest In this batch, there are even students who are like 6 to 7 package also.
No, that's fine. I'm saying I know all this. I have to just understand why this happened to your cousin. But please be clear about one thing, that ISB is not your Fortune 500 CEO route. It is a
Okay.
decent career progression. In 5 years with the brand, you will do supremely well. Your first assignment may not fetch you what you want. It's
Okay.
better to think about M7 and INSEAD Ivy Leagues, etc. It's
And he
better.
is top 6th in the class actually. And he is considering me to consider Europe, not India, ISB Hyderabad. That's where my entire mind is just baffled with many
Right
things.
now, focus on the GMAT, get a score first. You'll have more options. Fine, if you have someone in the family to guide you, take their advice as well into consideration, not into final decision making.
Okay,
Okay.
sir, got it.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Keshav, I'm very sorry. I have a class and I do not like to be late for even one session. So, can you connect separately and talk to Natasha, please, over WhatsApp? She'll be able to help you. Really sorry. I have to go, not because I don't want to answer your question, but I have a session starting. So, really sorry about this, Keshav. I hope this is clear. Natasha, just talk to him.
Yes.
All right,
Everyone
everyone.
else can connect with me on the number that is shared. I'm happy to assist everyone. Thank you.
Right. All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. 4 hours not easy for those people who still were on the call. And I hope this was of value. Bye-bye.